The Dove Network welcomes you to the following presentation of Double Dropkick Podcast.
It's DROPKICK Saturday Night Live. Welcome in, everybody. Heart's heavy tonight. Condolences to his family. We will see him again, and we'll tell him all about how we honored him right here on Double Dropkicks DDK Saturday Night Live, coming to you through the power of your internet. We're so very glad to be with you guys tonight. We got a great show for you tonight. As you know, the first half, we are going to dive into how belts made our Pakistan. We were going to cover this about 3.5 weeks ago, but we had to change it and move it back due to some guests and the Reggie Parks Legacy announcement. But there's some tidbits that we've also got in here about some people that are in this video. It's going to give you a lot of insight into some of the people you see in the video and how a lot of these makers, some of them aren't real makers, some of them use the same place, some of them get them from the same place. Your top guys like Max and ORM and CS and Alter and some of those guys, they all do their same thing. They're on their own, and there's a couple of the guys that have great CNC machines. Zubar, forget how to pronounce that one. They have their own CNC machine, but you're gonna see a lot of stuff tonight and a lot of people in the video, and it's just to show you how it's made. There is some footage of some young ones that are working in here. In the video, so if that bothers you, it's a shame that they can't just be kids. It's not like you're watching your dad work in an environment and you're helping him and doing something. They're actually working. So if that bothers you, you may want to turn away during that portion of it. It's not anything gruesome. It's just little kids working, doing some stuff. But we're going to cover that tonight. Then we'll also got a big announcement, channel announcement for tonight as well. So we're gonna talk about that as well. We got 2 guests that will join us tonight that have been middlemen that know a lot far more about the Pakistan belt market than I do. I'm a guy that very rarely buys a belt from Pakistan other than Classic Shields and ORM or something like that, or Nawaz. But we'll cover that tonight as well. We also have the DDK belt bar. We got a couple belts for sale in the belt bar. Make sure right now you drum right on up to the belt bar and get you a drink. And then in the second half of the show, there was a challenge put out there to find some stuff. And we're going to talk about that and a little bit about the belt hobby. Go put a little bow tie on the Reggie Parks situation, the DDK legacy as well. We got picture of the week to get to as well. Full show as always that we do that. I'm sorry we're going up against a live event. We're going to get that schedule worked out and do that. Doing the new medication, so we'll see how everything goes within the next couple weeks, and hopefully in August we don't have to pull back to 2 shows a month. Keeping the fingers crossed. Hopefully that we'll have enough energy to do that. But before we do anything else, I want to bring in my usual co-host. We'll bring in one of our third guys that's going to join us tonight here in just a bit. But first, let's bring on, as you guys know, I'm KVK. And bring on the main host of the weekly podcast, Mr. Ethan Thompson. You're muted, but it won't let me unmute you, so you muted yourself.
I did not mute myself.
It didn't. I was clicking on it. I was like, I didn't mute him. How come I can't? I apologize for my
when
eyes.
you were clicking on it, it was going.
Maybe we were trying to do it at the same time. Apologize for my looks, my eyes. I feel like crap. So throw up those DDKs. You guys get me pumped up. I need that. when we come on. Ethan, how you feeling tonight, buddy? How you doing? You're looking good, man. You are looking sexy.
Solid.
Your eyes are right. You're feeling good. Look like you're happy. Love it, buddy.
Had a little birthday party to go to for a family member, and living life, man. Doing the dad thing. Had a Man, sometimes kids surprise you, man.
Of course they do. Of course they do. How much they take in, pay attention.
Yeah, like I was talking to my oldest one last night, and we're just talking, having kind of like a more, because she's 20, we're having more of an adulty conversation, and
yeah, she's
and we're talking about the situation that happened and everything that's going on, and how it's been and stuff like that. And dude, she just came up, put her arm around me. She's like, "Dad, I'm proud of you." No, she's like, "I'm proud of you. You're doing a great job." I was just, but hey, you take the wins, man. You take the wins.
When Ben Walker gives me a hug, I'm the same way, man. I cry like a baby. I'm like, man, this gets me to where I can always use that thing and be like, yeah. I have a friend who's a black guy. I mean, it always helps me out with that. It does that. I can always say it when Ethan. I was like, yeah, I have a Spanish guy as a friend. I love that. And then I can always say, I have a guy that I'm just always attracted to, Stephen Hammer. He's just such a sexy guy. So I got him too in the fold. That's why
I got a couple. I mean, I got Stephen Hammer. You got Tyler Duff. I mean, you're just like
Tyler Duff thinks he's pretty, but when he looks at himself, he realizes, man, that ain't real good right there. I got to fix that.
Tyler Duff is the hobby's Terrell Owens. Tyler Duff loves me some me.
Yeah. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Bonkers, welcome in. How you doing there, buddy? Richard Ward jumping in. DDK Saturday night. It is Andy Bulger.
Going on, fellas.
Those guys. We'll talk about them in just a minute. How you doing? Jim. DDK. Gotta love that dude. Always chiming in. Doing it up great. Stan, welcome in. Beer in hand, ready to go. Has Stan ever commented on the show? If not, welcome in, buddy. So. Boy, I tell you what, that is a fabulous picture there. I could never take that cool of a picture if I tried. Is it belts even in the background, or is it TVs?
I can't tell.
See, when I throw up any kind of sign, I look like I'm retarded. So that's why I just stick to the DDK. Stan, welcome in. Beer in hand, welcome. Everybody always thinks that. What was that came from? That they always drink on the show. They're always drinking under. This is coffee, morons.
I got iced tea.
But once in a while, we've had a drink when we've celebrated or had our DDK belt giveaway. We got another one. We got another one to give away. It's coming. It's being shipped. Ooh, yeah. Yes, it's going to be another great giveaway that we're going to do in a couple weeks.
And we're getting it going. I'm almost there.
No, sir. We're going to say. Okay,
I'm just saying.
To say, just like a coyote.
We're almost there.
Stuff.
We're almost there.
Mark Maggard, David Johnson, the hardest working man. Prayers to your wife. Send this guy some messages. Send him a message. He is dealing with his wife in a sickness. I'm not going to get personal with it. I don't think really David would care. They got some good news on it. So there is a way forward with it, but we're praying for you, David. I've never seen a more hardworking person in this hobby in my life. This guy truly works from sun up to sundown, several jobs, and he is always in the best mood. I've never seen this guy in a bad mood. David Johnson, thanks so much for doing it. He's in some of our chats. We love having him. Yes, sir. There you go. Working hard, getting on an age. Hey, come over too, sitting on mine. When I first got the big TV, I think you got one too, Ethan, and I had the couch. I was like, I had to move the couch like 5 foot back. It was hurting my eyes. Platinum. Great guy. There he is. Hey, brothers and sisters. Where's the
Tyler Dove's on location filming a TikTok right now. Don't worry.
David Johnson. There he is. Much respect. Yes, absolutely. Hard time. Hammer will give a little bit of reflection on him. Hammer actually worked and done some things with him. Knew him. So I know Hammer's heart is heavy. But yes, please say a prayer for them. That's fine. Being in and out, Jay. Put both of them on there. We're gonna fix that so that we don't know that. But anything you miss, Deuce, you can catch it later on too. We've got some good stuff. There you go, Tyler. I got you. I hear you. Hey, Reginald Hawkins, looking good in the there. What's up, buddy? Doing good. Welcome into the program. Hey, Ethan, as we say hello to everybody, what do they got to do? They need to do it to help us and help themselves.
They don't have to do it, but we greatly appreciate it. You hit that like button, you hit that share button, just subscribe, leave a comment. Anything, it helps. It helps the show. It helps the algorithm. It makes us feel special inside. Keeps everything rolling.
Yes, you are chopped liver. Stone Cold, how you doing there, buddy? Doing good, doing good. Am I chopped liver? Much love, David. Doing good. Tyler said you're not wrong. So, hey, everybody's got somebody to love them. Everybody's got to love them. Stan, you are also new. Yeah. Didn't we just say that? Man, my brain's really good. You'll learn with me having the CTE that I do. But Stan, welcome in. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you always keep up with the channel and all the stuff that we've done. We've done some cool stuff, great interviews. We give away stuff. Ethan, you got to tell them where can they check us out from? See this one right here? Where do they check us out?
You got to hit us up on the IG. Go to Instagram, give us a like. Follow us, leave a comment. You hit us up on X, man. Kev is the king of X. You can find his feed pictures and double dropkick on X. So we're good there.
Yes, it is. At DDK Podcast on X, and tell them also where they can find us on Facebook.
On Facebook at Double Dropkick Podcast.
Yes,
another great group.
I'm trying to turn. You got to join it. I got to turn that into a business page so we can be seen there. Whatever, all the stupid stuff that Facebook has been doing is done. But we welcome you in, Stan. Hopefully you'll keep coming around and hanging out with us. Oh, no problem, anytime, man. Hey. Also want you guys to know, you got to check out C4 Authentic Belts. C4 Authentic Belts are the only ones partnered with Crumrine. They are making the Crumrine like it was in 1986. Sterling silver, 24 karat gold plating. It is hand carved by a silversmith. It takes them over 70 hours just to do the plating alone. Then they put it on double rawhide leather like the original was, and the same type of stitching. It is made by the silversmith family who did the original at Crumrine, and Crumrine has partnered with them. That's why they call it now the C4 Ortiz Crumrine Big Gold. Crumrine has given them the cast pieces of the wrestlers and the stone holder. So you are having an authentic piece that has pieces cast off the original. That is absolutely amazing. So you make sure that you'll want to check all that out. So check them out over on Facebook and at c4authenticbelts.com. And remember, C4 Authentic Belts, taking you back to like it's 1986. Hey, also check out the guys over at Spanning the Globe podcast. They're giving away a belt once they hit 500 subscribers. It's going to be rigged. So even though you subscribe, you're going to lose because I'm going to win it. Spanning the Globe podcast, 8 p.m. Eastern, every Thursday night, with a guy that's going to join us here soon too, with Ben, Andy, Richard, and Mark. They are all do a wonderful job on the podcast. I was just on there Thursday night being interviewed. Go check that out. They gave their opinions on the Reggie Park Legacy Collection too, as so many people were triggered at that announcement and some feelings were hurt. It is what it is. But hey, also check out Mark Championship Leather, his Facebook page. He does one of the best lacing in the business. He does some great leather work. He is amazing at what he does. So you got to go and check him out. So make sure you go over on his Facebook page and check him out. And what's great too is if you mention DDK, that you saw it on DDK, you will get 10% off. Did you know that? Did you know that, Ethan?
I did not know that. That's savings brought to you by DDK.
Yeah. All you got to do is mention, hey, I saw you on DDK, and you're going to get 10% off. Mark Championship Leather. He's got spots open right now, so go hit him. Mention that you saw it on DDK, and you're going to get 10% off. That's a cool deal. He does a great job. We love having him as a friend and as a promoter here on the show. We have a fabulous time. You also got to check out Hammer stuff. Hammer does some of the best reviews of your own. Stephen Hammer, Wrestling Belt Reviews on YouTube. Check him out. It is great. Again, our thoughts and prayers goes out to our friend, and we're going to talk to Ethan here. Hammer here just a second. So are we ready to get DDK underway Saturday night? Let's get it. Let's bring in our guest here. So let's do it. Let's get DDK Saturday night started, baby. Yeah, buddy, and we welcome in our main man, Mr. How you doing there, buddy? Welcome in, man. How you doing?
Muted.
Going. Oh, there we go. There we go. Thank you. I've got this double feature going of Money in the Bank on the big TV, and we've got Double Dropkick podcast right here on my phone. It's the best of both worlds.
Quickly talk about your friend that passed away and give a brief on him and you worked with him.
Yeah. So thank you, Kevin, at the beginning of the show for putting that together, doing the 10 bell salute. For those that don't know, I worked with Ray Idle. That was his gimmick name here in East Tennessee and like the Southwest Virginia area. Ray Idle was like in a world full of indie wrestling where a lot of people don't really have like the body as a professional wrestler. Ray Idle took that very serious, and he wanted to make sure he looked like a wrestler. He was always working out. He was always flexing. He always had those muscles. And he unfortunately passed away a couple of days ago. He was having some health issues, and he had some surgeries and stuff. And he unfortunately passed away. And just a sweetheart of a man. Like it really, everybody in the world should be like a Ray Idle, because that guy he didn't care about himself. He cared about other people. I mean, he worked in his school. He took care of kids. Like that's the kind of guy that like I want to grow up to be. You know what I mean? Like the guy was so sweet. We worked together numerous times on the indie shows and stuff up in Bristol, Tennessee. And anything you wanted to do, he was game for it. Even with me, I started as a referee, and I wanted to become a manager because I was just tired of the referee stuff. And Ray was like, "Yeah, if you want to be a manager, like let's make sure we do it right." And I was slowly becoming like a heel bad guy referee,
Awesome.
and I was so looking forward to it. So we did these little Easter eggs during the shows and stuff where I was, turning into a bad guy, slow counts and stuff. And Ray Idle was the good guy, of course. And I told Ray Idle one time I was turning heel, and I went to count for him, and I was like 1, 2, and I was like, I'm not counting for you anymore, Ray Idle. And he was like, why, Hammer, why? And I was like, I'm not doing it. And because Ray is so strong and so big, as I was, counting right there at the shoulders, Ray would grab my hand, and I was like, let go of me. And Ray counted. He used my own hand and counted the 1, 2, 3. So the big baby face won the match and all that. And anyway, just that's just one little story that I have of him, and it's one of my favorites because he was so strong and just grabbed my wrist and made the 1, 2, 3. And anyway, just a sweetheart of a man. He unfortunately passed away, and I'm going to miss him.
Our condolences to his family, to you as well, and we'll see him again soon. It's promised. So we thanks everybody to join us tonight. We also got a guest coming in. Stephen, you had done some middleman work. You know a lot about Pakistan belts. You review a lot of them on your channel. You may have seen a lot of this stuff, but I'm excited to get this guy in here fresh off his own little procedure on Friday, and he is up with a strong man. Please welcome into the program tonight, that's joining us for the first half as well, from Championship Belt Brothers, and he also helps out over at Championship Figure Brothers, another group that you got to join. If you like wrestling figures, Championship Wrestling Figures, join it. It is awesome. I love it. I post some of mine. I only have maybe 30 or 40 figures, I guess, of the guys that I really love, but it's a great group too. He helps out there. But as everybody likes to call, he is the man, the myth, the legend from Championship Belt Brothers. Please welcome in Mr. Ben Walker. How you doing, everybody? Welcome in, man.
I'm not doing too bad. How you guys doing? Good.
How you feeling?
I'm here. I'm breathing.
Well, we appreciate it, man. You look good. You look good, even though you had your little procedure Friday. So everybody say a prayer for Ben.
Yeah.
He looks good. Joining us on this DDK Saturday night special. I'm glad you're here and add your expertise. You guys have all probably already seen this video. It kind of circulated early We were going to do it just before it circulated and got all around. But I wanted to take a time because a lot of people don't know, why does it seem like there are thousands of belt makers and they're all making this and all making a belt. And I think this looks like this and this looks like that. And why do I have fine scratches in my plates and this, that, and the other? Well, from somebody who owns some of these machines and whatever, especially the guy that you're going to see in here taking he was using a metal. It had metal bristles for polishing, and he was using that on there. That's not really good on zinc to polish with that. You can take a special type of. We'll get into all that, but that dude was. He put that. It was a metal. They had metal bristles on it, and that may have been good to get the impurities out before you etched it. That would have helped, but no, it did. Just going away at it. But we're going to see some of that and see some of the conditions. And then what I was fabulous about is everybody always picks on the Pakistan leather. You're going to see kind of why, because of how it's kept, how they wash it, how they dry it, how they pack dry it to pull out some of the moisture, and they get it. Sometimes you guys get your leather, and you're like, man, this stuff is so dry. They pull way too much moisture out of it, and you're going to see why here in a second as we go over it. Yes, condolences to him. Platinum knows all of. Yeah, it's our heel grandpa. Yes, he is. You still coming to my birthday party? Don't go to his. He's all he's going to be doing is sitting on the tailgate doing Garth Brooks and taking his clothes off, showing his whitey tighties. But let's get into this video here. I'm going to pull it up here onto the stage, and we're going to watch this with the sound off as we go in some comments. And I want comments from you guys out there as well to see what you guys think of what you're seeing. We're going to skip kind of parts of the video as we get to it, but we're also going to put up, we're going to be talking about some of the people that you're going to see in here. I did a little talking to some people, talking to some makers across the pond, and I believe, Ben, you will recognize some of these people. I think Steven said you even recognize some of these people in this video. Yes, I did hear Tyler Dove is in the video. Yes, he is in there. And he's just sitting there on YouTube singing Garth Brooks. That's what it is. Stone Cold always ruining the surprises. Can you believe that?
And that's the bottom line.
Spoiler alert.
Always spoiling it. Let's show it anyway, Stone Cold. We love you. Yes. Today we celebrate 4K. So thanks to each and every one of you that has helped get us there. 4,000 subs. I never thought we'd get there, but we're at it. Thanks to each and every one of you for doing it. We hit it just earlier in the day, and I was like, crap, I got to make a thing. I wasn't expecting us to get it. But we did it, Ethan and Steven.
It's amazing, to have 4,000 subs and, the value that our subscribers bring, we notice like the new guys like Stan and these people, because we value who takes time out of their week to watch us, and we appreciate you, and we wouldn't be around if it wasn't for you guys. And we thank you. We humbly thank you for your comments, your interaction, your everything. Because it's, it's we say it, but it's like, share, and subscribe. And it just helps push the algorithm. It keeps us motivated. I mean, gives you it's the breadcrumbs that gives you to keep going and keep pushing and keep trying to improve the hobby.
Yes, it does. And we say it every week. Comment, because you're a part of the show. When you comment, you're a part of this conversation. You're in on this. And we've grown because of people that we've had on the show. From the guy here to our left, Ben Walker, from the guys at Spanning the Globe, from all the guys that we've had on this show. and interviewed. We've done from Ron and Pondwater Dave, Hazard 5, Josh Cook, Drip Belts, Turnquist, World Class AG, KG, King Coley, Matthew Goldberg, the band Gambino, Berg, Hammer. We've had so many great people that has helped grown this channel. And when I was getting up, checking everything and getting on to get ready for the channel about 2 hours ago, I was like, is that a 4? We set our goal at 500. Remember that, guys? We were like, if we get 500, I'll be happy. And
yeah, that blows my mind.
Yeah.
4,000 subscribers.
Yeah, I'm
golly.
I'm
in
ecstatic.
under a year. In under a year, that's the crazier part too. In under a year.
Yeah, I think what, next month will be a year? Is that
next month? Yep.
I think we did. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, Tyler. Thanks to Stone Cold. I don't know why. I just went up and knew Stone Cold's comments are always good, so I don't even read them and put it up. But Stone Cold always done. He was the one that won our belt from last time we gave away a belt. Thanks so much, Mark. Make sure you guys give away when you get to 5,000. You should give away a car. No problem, Laverty. You just make sure you kick in half of it, and we'll do that.
Well, we can't even get our list for the belts from him. Yep. Moving on.
Yep. Thanks.
You know what? I'll kick in if we hit 5,000. I'll kick in a shirt for Laverty to wear during the chat.
Yeah, but thanks, Stone Cold, for that. I appreciate it. That's special to me that people are noticing that too, that they're keeping an eye on it and watching it. I love that. I hope you're still enjoying your belt that you're won off of the questions of the ding dong that he got right. So that was pretty cool. But thanks everybody for doing that. Let's get into this video here. And the first stuff we're going to see is how they keep their rawhides when they get them. Now, it's not unusual to stack to stack raw. It is unusual to keep them the way this is. This kind of looks like when we put it up here. It looks like something that we used to do when we used to go sell tobacco. Tyler probably does that. When we sell our tobacco, they're kind of in little stacks like that. You give them a little sample. The guys walk through the auction and they're looking at the sleeves and whatever, and they're bidding with and they're all bidding on each person's pile based on the stack that they're seeing. But this here is how they keep their leather and what they do with their leather and how they clean it.
I watched another video about a guy that visited the tannery, and he said just alone the smell.
Oh, you can see the flies.
Yeah, he said the smell is, he said it's the worst smell you've ever smelled in your life.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah, this is them taking it out, rolling it out in stacks. It's not unusual from them the way that they look. These still have not been scraped, or it looks like they still have the fur on them. That's probably why they've not been properly cared. They shouldn't be that way beforehand. They should be scraped before they're stacked. That's probably why you're getting some of the smell and some of the thing. And then cutting. I like this guy's knife.
Look how sharp that putty knife is.
Yeah, that putty knife.
Do you see that?
Yeah. And they're stacking, I guess, the ones that they're getting ready to use. You can see there in the background that big old tumble wheel. That's what they're going to, that's a wooden tumble wheel. They're going to put it in to wash these and clean these. Ben and Steven, anything you want to add on what we're looking at here? Guys in the comments?
I mean, I knew the conditions in Pakistan were pretty bad, but like a lot of these guys that you're going to see have no masks, no gloves. Some of them don't even wear any shoes. I can't imagine some of these conditions and like how they go home, like what they smell like, what they feel like at the end of the day.
A lot of these, honestly, a lot of these guys, I watch a lot of these videos. I'm really obsessed with these videos, and
he's done a lot
of these guys don't even go home half the week. They'll sit there, sleep on the floor. Mm-hmm. Like if you get into like watching like Pakistani brickmaking videos, man, these kids are they'll have 4 or 5 year old kids out there making bricks and loading bricks into the fire kilns, and you know they'll make like $4 a day for like 1,000 bricks. They make 1,000 bricks by hand. It's like $4 for the day.
But you don't know how much you guys help us. You guys don't know how much you guys help us. We thank you. We're just trying to provide a show. Okay, Ben, what's your thoughts on seeing this?
Well, I mean, after years of
great.
What the heck? years of dealing with this and then being a middleman and stuff. I knew about a lot of this. They don't have OSHA over there like we do over here to regulate, safety conditions. They're not wearing safety gloves or, shoes or not even pants. Most of them are in sandals or bare feet, bare hands, dealing with these raw materials.
Can you see that right there? That was a little bit of. Do you see that fur still on it?
Yeah.
There's parasites that can grow in there and stack it on there. And when we send their bead off to whatever, that's the first thing you got to get off of there, even before you stack them. Unless you've already cleaned them and done some other things that you're going to use it for a different process. But these have not. And what you're seeing, all that all that other stuff falling off of there is actually possibly some skin layers also, because these have just been chopped, stacked, and then they're done. These guys really should be wearing some masks. I feel bad for them. I feel horrible that they're not. They are workers. I will give them that. They are working their tails off, and you gotta applaud that. You gotta applaud that for that.
Imagine how much dander, dust, and there's mites, there's fleas, there's flies, just look at it. You can see them flying around. So
and they don't bat an eye at it. They just literally just keep going.
Right. They just going away. It's kind of it's sad to see something like that, especially because we live in a world here where we have so many regulations and they're just out there just doing it to make a living,
grinding, making a living. Applaud them for that. Making a living on that. This tumbler I thought was very innovative. I mean, it's made out of wood. I thought that was brilliant. Of how they're just taking advantage of a country that doesn't have much, but yet they're using some ingenuity, and that's and there you can see the wash. I don't know what they've put in there to try to clean these, to moisten these up, but they're doing it to a process that should have been done kind of long before this is.
I mean, a classic example is if anybody's been to a Tandy store. And you go there and you look at the layout of the leather,
right, dudes,
across the table they have, or they have the sheets of the leather hanging up. You can see where it's been treated and where it's been processed, and it's a lot more ready to use. It's softer. It's been properly cleaned. I guess that's the word.
Yeah, and the thing I can't understand is why not put something down steel here, because you're dump. I get you got to dump the water out. They should drill something that they can just let the water out of the bottom, and let them drain out of the bottom, another hole that they can cork back in. But here they're just dumping them back on the ground, which is not doing any good. You're just dumping it right back in the stuff. They got to they should be having a different way to drain that water besides that process, which is just dumping your leather.
I actually don't think they believe in tables very much, because if you watch a lot of different videos of different processes where you're they'll make nuts and bolts, right? Instead of, they'll start making nuts and bolts and they just throw them on the ground. Then somebody else comes and picks them up. Instead of throwing them into a container and then just moving the container, no, they go from their hands to the ground to a container, back to the ground.
Yeah.
No, it makes me want to do it just to support them. I love hardworking people and they're doing it. I just think a little people are surprised at the sanitation conditions, and I want people to understand why your leather is the reason. Now, not all belt makers are doing this, but you got to understand, and Ben, you want to clue into this, and Deuce, you can too, about if you were at 100% of the belt makers, how many of them are actually doing it all themselves? And you would be agreeing with me, like 99% of them are doing it all, or getting it like this way.
It's 95.5. It's 95.5.
Yeah,
it's 5% that's actually doing the work, and I'm being generous in 5%.
Yeah. I mean, CS does their stuff and ORM and that's the stuff like that, but most of you guys are getting their stuff from here, and you're going to see a lot of them in this video.
Because there's a place called the Selcott Market.
That's what it looks like.
And at the Selcott market, it's basically a row of markets that if you need anything from counterfeit t-shirts to wrestling belts to trophies to footballs, tennis, you can get it there.
Mhm.
And that's exactly where we're going to get it. And these guys will buy it at a cost.
Here's the
and then
scraping,
turn around.
which is a process that should have been done before they ever got stacked.
Because a lot of these belt makers were knife makers. They made knives and swords. Or
Yeah, they can make a good one. Now, I have a Pakistani sword, and boy, that thing's bad.
I got knives and swords in Pakistan. There's some nice. They do very good work, great work on knives and swords. But that's what a lot of them started out as. They were knife makers and sword makers, and just like hand tools. And I've had them try to sell me spoons, forks, and knives before.
How about guns?
Comment on this right here, Ethan. This comment. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's 100% what they are. They're just middlemen themselves.
They're middlemen. There you go. They're middlemen. They're middlemen. You should be able to identify them as a middleman from your first or second conversations with them. When you first start talking to these guys, they will clue you in that they're a middleman. Most of the guys that do have their own factories or plants or whatever you want to call them, they'll actually call you and show you theirs where they make or their factory or plant or shop. Yeah. A lot of them will, hey, I'd like to show you my shop, give you a tour. You have that, but that's also a deception too, because some of them will be in one of the other guys' shops showing you their shop, and we'll get to that more here. I know it's coming up in this video, and I know some people are going to comment about that too.
And this is a great.
There's not 400 CNC machines around Pakistan.
Heck no.
10.
Zubar,
maybe 20.
ORM, Max, a couple others, Ollie's. They have theirs, but a lot of them go to the same guys. And this is not to down the country. This is meant to show you how these belts are made and why people are wondering, why are they so cheap? Why are they so this? Why do they look like this? Why do they have so many problems with making these belts? Why does my leather come dry? Because it's how they're making. But they are busting their tail. It kind of makes me want to buy a bunch of bad belts just to be able to give away.
Well, but that's the thing is people need to humanize these people too, because these people are busting their ass. So when you're trying to get a maker that's selling you a $250 belt and you're trying to get a discount, or you're trying to scam him, you're literally scamming him out of these are his working conditions.
Right.
These are their working conditions. Like, bro, chill.
And I'll say, I think the leather is the biggest thing that I have on Pakistan is doing the leather, and I'm glad that this video is. And I say you can take a belt that let's say a 1 out of 10 looks like a 5, and it has that leather on it. You put new American leather on it, that belt can easily go to a 7 or 8. Just like leather can completely change the look of a belt. I'm telling you. That's why I tell a whole lot of
and on leather too. Let's be fair. They're mass producing this leather. A lot of them are. I missed something in there.
It's the usuals. Having fun.
A lot of them are making in a big volume too, so the quality is not going to be like American leather. Let's call it as it is. Very rarely you'll get that quality of leather that we get here in the United States over there.
Now,
fun fact, that's actually a skin suit. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, this could also be that this leather is not all just for belts. They could be using these to make sheaths, bags, whatever.
I've had them made me a leather. I had one of them make me a leather jacket.
Yeah,
the jacket was nice.
I was told it's just not, but this is that they also do some other stuff. What he's doing is sewing the ends up so that he's going, because that leather is now soaking wet. They're going to be putting some almost like shavings in it. I don't know what the exact shavings are, but I do know those shavings are to help dry out that leather, kind of like we do with our stall. But that there is going to be put inside and that they're all stacked up there. That is actually pulling out the extra moisture that's inside of those. If not, it would take a very, very long time to just sit that in the sun and dry it because of how wet they just made it. Hammer, what are you thinking about what you're seeing in your experience?
You know, like I kind of agree with what David said a little while ago. It kind of makes you appreciate the belts that you do get a little bit more. Seeing some of these conditions. Now, some of these conditions are a little gross. Watching them just stomp around on the leather with their bare feet and stuff. But like at the end result, though, if you get a nice looking belt, like it looks beautiful. I would have never thought that it's in this muddy water and then they're stomping around. I would have never thought it. But these conditions are just they're really eye opening. And for a lot of people, this is probably the first time they're seeing this, and it might be their last time seeing this.
Yeah, and that's why you see that ORM and Classic Shields and some of these premium belt makers, why their leather is premium, because they don't do this type of process. They're not going through this type of stuff. And even though you may not like their wait times, but you understand why you're getting and paying a little bit more because they're doing a little bit better quality on it. Now you can hate on their thing, but you can't hate on ORM good quality. Alianos is good quality. I think Nawaz's plates are great too. ORM. Who are the others that do some great work at CNC work? You guys?
I mean, I've got a CNC Intercontinental, but CNC Zinc Intercontinental from Great Custom Belts, and I love that belt. To me, it looks just perfection. I don't like CNC Brass, but I like the CNC Zinc, and I do think Great Custom Belts does a good CNC Zinc belt.
Yeah, you showed them there. I did have to give them credit on their CNC. Yeah, their CNC was spectacular. It looked really good. All right.
How's it going, Max?
That's why my leather don't stinky like those guys. Well, we're finding out that Mark Maggard, it does this same way with his leather, and that's why he got stinky leather.
Yeah, this is where
This is Mark Packer's backyard.
Yeah,
I was just fixing to say that. I believe this is Mark's backyard.
Yeah, this is why we're really late doing this video, because I had to edit out where Mark Maggard appears in this thing, so I had to edit him out. That's why he had
take down the OnlyFans.
You see him driving by in a little bus, and you're just like, Mark, get out of the picture.
There you go. There you go.
We hope you never do, Keith. We hope you never do, from nobody.
Yeah.
From Dream. Okay, awesome. Great. Some guys giving up. We want leather that stink, Max. Then you got to go to Mark Maggard.
Yeah.
He didn't make that CNC belt. They buy it from the same group or 20 other makers. Okay, there we go. Deuce was he worked with him for a long time.
It's all a network. It's all a network over there, man. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. It's a network. So let's call it what it is, man. Some of these guys are the same guy.
Yeah.
Different name. That's what it is. Steven, am I lying? You know.
Oh,
you're not.
They'll change their names like they change their underwear.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I have blocked a maker for being in my inbox. Hey, bro, will you buy a belt? No, leave me alone. I block him. He makes a new account with a new company name. Hey, bro, it's me, Muhammad, whatever. Right. Just letting you know I'm available. And I'm like, I don't want anything to do with you. Block. And he'll make another account trying to get business.
Yeah. So now that stuff's taken out, didn't want to interrupt, sorry, but now they're taking that stuff out. Now they're going and put it in a new machine. I guess it's going to further help clean this process. I don't know the second process here of why we're doing this. I'm not
to try to soften the leather or kind of stretch the leather a little bit.
I believe there may be tumbling in it in a ferment to be able to desanitize it even more after they soaked it. I'm not sure, but I know they're putting some chemicals in there. Here you can see it. It may be able to help the dye but I'm not familiar with any of this stuff when we do our beef and our stuff. I'm not familiar with what the heck that is.
It's actually pancake batter.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
But I wouldn't mind trying that, put it on, and it does look like some pancake going on there. But that's what that process is. the second process of what they're doing. Next episode, your dirty secret. Yeah.
The dark side of the belt hobby.
Yep.
Max can get himself kidnapped again.
Yeah, you better.
God.
You know,
Watch out, Max.
all kidding aside, yeah, when you get an American-made belt leather, or you get really great leather, and again, I'm not trying to poop on pack, but when you get a great American belt, or you get that that great leather, and you pull it out of the box and you sit it like you can, like my C4, I still come into this room, this double saddle leather, I can still smell it, and we're almost getting to a year. A lot of Reggie's like that, but when you open that American leather, it like from AJ, from Mark, you can smell that. It's such a great smell, and it fills up the whole room. I love it.
And those Nancy's out there that might be watching, in no way are we criticizing the people or anything like that in this process. What we're doing, we're more in awe of the process, because here we have so many guidelines and standardized things that, you know, to watch these people do the amount of work they're doing for the amount of money they're doing, it's rather inspiring, because all these people are doing right now is trying to do the same thing you're doing, is feeding your kids.
Yeah, Max, can you tell us what the purpose of this? I know there were tumble rollers, and we were talking that earlier, maybe before you jumped in. But what's the second process of what they're doing? Is it to what they're getting the next process to pull all the impurities? Is it pulling impurities out so it can hold it? Is it getting it to be all the same color to hold dye? But as you see, they came out. It got rid of all the natural color of it, and it to me it looks like it's just pulling the natural skin out, so that it can hold anything that they're doing it. But we knew they were the rollers. But can you explain the second process, if you knew of what the second process of this part of it is? But here he is pulling it out again. It's kind of looking now. You're kind of seeing it take shape. This is sorry about the ads. This is usually a process, and I'm not going to say what we usually do over here, but it normally comes out like that, and doing it this way before they ever get stacked. Now this is kind of a little bit norm, but you still shouldn't be handling it this way. It's still trimmed a little bit more and different. And bless his heart, this guy's got, he's like, I'm getting me wet, man. And just putting it on the guy, and God knows these workers work hard, and it makes me want to buy some more belts for them. Oh my God. Now that one I can blame on you, Keith. This is sheepskin Prolac factory, right? I don't.
That's the leftovers.
Yeah. They're brought to you by Blue Cheer. Keith is on a roll tonight. He's gotta have it. Yes, C4. That's that saddle type leather. It's just a different type of leather than what's usually used on even an American made belt. That saddle leather is different.
And Mark Macker said, if you ever have a chance, go to a Tandy store. I have one here where I live, and you can smell that leather the moment you walk into that store.
Okay, it's an extra cleaning. Okay, so the first was to wash off all the dirt or whatever, get it wet, soaking, and then the second was a second cleaning with some chemicals in it. Okay, I appreciate that. Okay,
I'm almost wondering what they were using to pull the moisture out with. It wasn't a by. I wonder if it's the byproduct of sugarcane, because they produce a lot of sugarcane over there, and they have all this waste that looked exactly like what they're putting in. I'm curious to wonder if that's what it was.
When we wash and dry our saddle leathers, we use actual shavings and pure shavings and bed shavings, straw shavings, and whatever to pull it out. But you guys, and is that Maytags?
No,
Maytag
like the end of process for sugar canes, they have these trucks that I'll send you a picture that they load up. I mean, bigger than you can imagine. It's huge.
That does going to come crawling over the wall in a minute. Hey guys, I'm just here for picking up some stuff, and I'm going back over the wall. You guys I just farted twice. Appreciate that.
Mendoza's working on some projects in Australia. Leave him alone.
Reggie Clark. And Ethan Owen.
That's just a rumor.
Yeah, the Maytag was great. The great tag, the Kenilworth. Yeah. Yes, then drying in the sunlight. This process, I understand absolutely. That's good. I like the bamboo, the pole that will allow the weight. See how that the more weight of it, that's smart too, so that you're not breaking, and it'll give and pull. And also the bamboo will help pull, but the bamboo is smart. I like that they're using that very to do this drying process here. The sun.
So my question is, drying it in the sun like that, is there a point that they're monitoring it so it doesn't dry it all the way out or over dry it? Because I know we've had that time where we've ordered belts from over there and we call it the beef jerky belts. Because that leather is so tough and stiff. Is it a certain amount of time? Max, you could more likely could answer this.
Ethan, you want to explain this comment, why we do this comment on the show all the time, because of what you have said on the show? What is it that you make fun of all the time?
See, well, there's different types of Mexicans. I'm from California, so we understand this. You have what you call a traditional wetback. This is not a derogatory term. I'm just using it. I'm Mexican. I can say this. Those people swam here. You have a scratchback that they crawled under the fence. So there's a distinction. You know, it's like a hierarchy. Sorry, it's. I know it's sensitive to some, but it is what it is.
Ethan's wanted by ICE right now. We're hiding him out here at DDK so he doesn't get caught.
The more you know.
Thanks, Donald.
Mendoza says he hides in the basement from ICE. It's like, is that why you do your ICE in the basement? He's like, yeah. No, if somebody comes to the door, I can hear it and get out the back. Stupid. But we know Chris is joking. Chris is a good guy coming on. He wasn't being sensitive to it, Ethan. I know he was probably.
No, I know.
And he'll probably. But for others, I wanted to make sure others are. Yeah, and then he just said, yeah. We know. But I wanted Ethan to say it again because it's just funny with Ethan and his terms. It's just when you get Ethan and Mendoza on the screen, it's you're getting in trouble. Max says they usually hang them to dry and sheaving to make the thickness of the buyer requires it. There you are. The flies, that's not nothing. There's probably extra flies here, but flies doing this to if you got
everywhere.
Let me pause this because we're getting in a person that is very important. That's not unusual to see. If you raise beef or do cattle, flies are all around the time in the end with. So the flies on this, that's nothing new or overly gross. That's just saying. Now, when they were sitting there dry and not wet and not what, those flies were there for some extra reasons.
No. So I think Pakistan's like the fly capital of the world because, like,
exactly.
If you watch any of the videos, they're at the food markets, they're at the tanneries. There are so many flies over there.
And this is right. It doesn't matter if it over dries, but where it gets tough is when some makers use the heat press. Oh, I can't believe they do that to clear up the grains. And the grains are not. You could some of REGGIE belts had, and some real American. You had guys sometimes when they want to re-leather, they want to even see the. Sometimes you'll see the stamp that the steer got, this maker's mark. Sometimes a lot of guys like that on their boot. Some guys like that on their, and yeah, what he's talking about is to clear up the grains on the leather.
Hey, Kev, check your chat too.
Which one?
Yeah,
it does. It does. It's not a pretty site. Okay, what am I looking at?
So that's how that's the sugar cane. That's why I was curious as to what they're using, but that's how they load the trucks. Like when you see there's no regulation, that's a full truck. That dude will break an axle on the side of the road, and they'll fix it just like that on the side of the road.
Yeah, we'll show that picture a little later. Then that truck is like over full in. This gentleman here. That we've had and are seeing the pictures of here.
And no, Carmine, he's not working on the REGGIE collection.
He is a local designer in a market. This is outside of where we are now. This is in a marketplace. This is in a marketplace in Pakistan somewhere, but he is the local designer to a lot of these belt guys getting their art done. And he gives all the same artwork to basically 90% of the other ones outside the big guys market. But this is where everybody goes and you'll see some of it on there to go get their artwork. But he is a local designer in a market. He works. That's what he does, and I'm assuming he does other things. But this is where everybody goes. A lot of them go to get their artwork, and you see them there working on it there. Jeez, Mark is just. Jeez. Mark's just. He's just on them today. Yeah.
So, according to sources, this is where Groovy got his artwork.
Yeah, the brands in them. I like having the brands in them. It's pretty cool. Yeah, no, I had to pause it just to tell that was the local designer. And then here they are. This gentleman here. Well, let me take it off because we got an aid. All right, this is from where we're getting the video from. It's one of them. So hold on.
You don't have YouTube Red.
Everybody.
Yeah, man. YouTube Premium is the way to go. I'm telling you.
I have YouTube TV to watch everything, but I'm not paying for extra stuff for an ad and all that.
I got premium, and I ain't gonna see no commercials or nothing.
The other thing with the guy that we were getting ready to see right here. This is this guy. Not saying that he's doing this right here because I can't tell, but this is the guy that does all of the brass etching for belts. A lot of them in Pakistan is the information that I was given.
God, from the side profile, he looks a lot like Bion.
Outsource, still on the same Martin. Okay, I got you. We understand. Oh, jeez.
Thank you, Chris.
Wow, y'all.
He's feisty tonight. I love it.
Oh, here we go. Oh, Ricky's coming back on this one. Watch it. Nice to see the Ricky's relatives. Watch it. I ain't packing cool. This chat.
We love the commenters. I love our commenters.
A little salty tonight. That's okay, Mark. You can take it wherever you want. As long as it's
little salty, whatever your flavor is.
Yeah, civil and not a lot of vulgarity. That's all. Yes, salt. Yes. James Davis, welcome in, buddy. Good to see you, man. It's welcome to your homework because you will get these belts with the wrong artwork. Yes. Oh, send the makers pictures of it. There you go. Smart man.
You know what's cool though is when EID's over, I'll have that guy that we showed in the picture. He's doing the artwork for one of my custom belts I'm getting.
Yes. Tell it, Max, if you're okay to tell it. 109%.
Dude, we should have Max on.
Well, I mean, if I don't want to
he could have narrated.
I don't want to get him in trouble.
He's not getting in trouble. He's Max.
And then again, working hard. I mean, that is not a cool procedure there. That has got to be very hot on him.
Literally.
That and the fumes.
That plate. If you touch that plate just barely, I can imagine. Can I let you guys hear this sound? I don't know if you'll hear it. Can you hear that?
Yeah. Sizzling.
Look at the sizzling.
I'm getting it so I don't get a hit. But yeah. Whew, that thing is hot. Hail to pit. Well, you better not. Don't make fun of the hail to pit. Hail to PP. I'm about to PP. If y'all keep, I mean, I can't. I'm dying tonight. Probably. I'm gonna order that, but I have one life to get. Oh my God, Mark is just on the stand up tonight. Looks like when it keeps.
So now this is deluxe. This is deluxe SD. This is the cheapest SD you're gonna get.
Yes.
Just FYI. That's the wavy SD. You see the waves. That's why the waves. The acid washes over it and creates a wave.
Yeah, you wonder if they've accidentally touched it and somebody's walking around with a tattoo and a spear mark on her hand. And it's got
WWF branding.
I love them so much, man. I got this. I did not think of that, Chris. But yeah, you wonder That dude dropped it on somebody walking by, and he's got a W logo.
Max, do you know what the pink stuff is?
That looks to be a preparer to be able to heat it. Yeah, there he goes. To keep the temperature down at a minimum, maybe. The heat. This comment's still the best of the night. Here goes the process again, and there you see some of the Ethan. You have you. This is your part to chime in on.
Yeah, this is your straight, as cheap as you can get, $200 acid etch style belt. This is how they etch it. They'll overuse the acid. That's where the quality, you don't get any definition
when they heat it. Yep. See, there was your answer. Go ahead, Keith. Go ahead, Ethan.
Thank you, Max. And that's where you get all the waves and everything. Like, you can actually stop the video. Stop the video real quick. All right, go back. Go back just a hair.
He's gonna. I am okay. He's gonna go home to his wife. Who's RP? Is that Rita? Rivison and Rita again? Okay. What part was I going back to?
Just 10 seconds. All right, a little too far, but hold on. You just hold on.
Okay. With the powder. There's the rocking.
There's the rocking, the waves, and like you watch when I'll tell you when to stop it. And when he puts the plate down, you can physically see the highs and lows. That's only going to get exemplified when they put plating on it, and that's where all the waves comes through. Watch when he sets it down, and look at the shiny gray areas. Keep going a little bit more, like right there. Look at like the Europe, all the shiny. See all the darks and the lights, and the darks and the lights, the darks and lights. That's all waves. So when you plate that, the gold is just going to look like that.
Yeah, they're both
where you get it from.
Yeah, Chris is just not lighting it. And say that again, Ethan. I'm sorry.
All the darks and lights and everything like that. When they go to plate it, that's where all the waves are. You're going to see them. The gold just makes it all the waves pop, and that's just what it is. Because there's no structure in that. There's no structure. There's no anything in that acid etching.
Right. There we go to here. Here is the plates. Oh, I guess somebody got a Jeff Hardy plate with it. And here is, I was astounded. At this that they're using cutting. I could never imagine using a tool like the when we cut our stuff here. I was just, watch this tool. Like, holy crap.
Can you imagine how scary that would be if that's running and the blade just kind of got stuck and you just...
Oh, doo-doo. I went back to the beginning. I'm sorry. Let me get it back again. You do not know that little piece, and here we get another ad again. So hold on, we'll take it in. That little piece coming off with that guy not having anything on there was just absolutely freaking amazing.
Yeah, you think about it. One wrong move, and they have to do that entire process all over again.
I'm talking about how thin the blade is on there too. And do you see all the shavings coming off? He's not wearing anything, no mask, no whatever. But if that piece pops, or whatever the elbow is on, and robot, providing that power to it, that's just a dangerous machine to sit down there to it. That's just
everything they use runs off electric motors. That's just everything they use over there.
These gloves that are a little loose too would not be the gloves I'd be wearing around that machine either. It crabs that one little piece. You're in trouble.
He probably only has 3 fingers on each hand.
I can't. It's just these guys. These guys are some tough guys. Look how close this dude is in cutting this, and you can see how he's cutting around. I mean, I'm surprised he's trying it so much with that tool that they don't have a smaller tool to be,
like a more precision cut.
Got a Jeff. Yeah. So now there's a yeah.
And it makes you kind of laugh when somebody complains, I got my belt and there's a nick in the plate on the top.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but those gloves are the wrong gloves. I mean, that's a little loose of a glove. I mean, you can see where his actual fingers are. Anything loose around the, I'm just.
Well, I mean, in fairness, he's got a 5-finger glove on for having 3 fingers. Just saying. Hey, he's giving you the TDK though, bro. He's giving you the TDK all day.
Is he naturally showing the shocker?
Yeah, but there it is. And he is. I don't know how he's even able to follow that. This guy's got some talent. And if he was given a really, really great tool, there it is. There it is. You can see it between his legs. There it is. It's run off of it's belt driven. It's got the belts on there. And look
it's
at
just
them.
an electric motor. Yep, an electric motor on a
Do you see the
belt,
belt?
and that's
Yeah,
that's
belt.
they run everything.
Now there's a product of him cutting it all out, and the dude's got some talent. You got to give booking my vacation. Google gloves. It's too loud, and it's really a slim blade, and that's just the That's what I'm talking about, the jig, but it from my coffee. That's just not what I'd be using to be cutting anything like that at all. No, they're not.
No, they're not.
No, absolutely. This dude is packing it. I'm telling you the material. And here's some of the finished product, some of the stuff that they done. She only needs 3. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You guys killed Kevin.
Yeah.
Good job.
She only
Hey, take this off the screen. That's the new C4 coming out.
oh yeah,
We'll get that rumor started now.
Yeah, start another one so that somebody can make a post about it and say that we talked about them only. Yeah, everybody laughing. That was just. And here it is with. No, dude, you should not be using steel on. You should have started with that to begin with, right there. That should have been done before you ever made that plate to use that steel. But
it kind of looked like a brass wheel, though.
No, that was metal.
Devil's advocate, but
is shining it on up. And again, the health risk and bless their hearts, and he's getting it shined, but you're going to have once you played it, you're going to have a million teeny. You can already see, even though he's shining it. Look at the. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see the sunburst on the left side?
Yeah.
You see those dark spots there? Those are those scratches that I'm talking about. That even if you played it to a sign, those scratches, because of what he used beforehand, should have been used to start it. Oh my God, y'all. He is really talented guy. Oh, he used to cut fabulous. The dude with that hacksaw was just absolutely spectacular. That's the guys I'm in awe in. Now, this process here, if you wonder why your belts have a chemical smell, oh my God, y'all better. Yeah. I'm not mad because nobody's attacking my guest. That's the whole thing. But thank you so much for that comment. Yeah, I am having a whole lot better. I enjoyed last week, but attacking the guest with vulgarity without just being kind. There you go. Who wanted to say it? You said it first. Is it? Yeah, there we go. The guy that was cutting the plates on the bend machine, has a bend machine, which all belt makers use to also fully bend the plates. But that was a very popular guy, a very skilled guy that you saw. When we went back to the etching, that guy, that's the unit guy. He also does the SD etching for some people that I was told was from big guys like Nawaz and Jagyu Jan, those type of people. He does their SD, which means using less acid or dirtier acid to get the SD effect. But that's the info that I was got on those other plates that we were looking at just a minute. Now, this part here, I had the info. Where is it at? That I know is without a belt, Triclon chemical, and it's actually taking off the polishing remains is what they're doing here. And if you want to know why your belt has sometimes from Pakistan has a funny smell, it's because of that chemical right there. And this doing this polishing move is where more of you're going to get the unevenness. What did we call them a second ago? Waves, things like that. But this is where what that smell is that you're seeing. You say he is Unix. Did I say that? Who did I say? I think I was saying Nawaz, or does some of the SD work for some of the guys? Show up on. Okay, so there it is. There it is. Max is confirmed. Yeah, what I was trying to say. Yeah. Yes, show up on SD plates. The waves. That's Great Custom Belts. That's who you're seeing. The person. Not bad for what you're paying for the price there. The belt in it. Now this, I still can't believe that here's the bending with not putting anything over while you're bending it and then putting it through there. You wonder why some fine scratches are showing up. Anybody else kind of cringe when they're seeing that go through that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I feel like they need to put like a towel or a rag or something in between it.
There's many things that they can pull over from, even a strip of leather.
Yeah.
That will also help it. But yeah, I was a little bit whoa, what are you doing? Some people are messaging, say, can we see that bending process one more time? Absolutely. God, yo, Ben's gonna have a heart attack too. Here comes the process again. And yes, the person that's holding is, everybody's talking about GCB.
That's a CNC IC.
The steel wire brush that and if Max is still here, there's a part that I was going to come up and go over, but I don't know if Max wants to talk about it too, but we're going to see your station here coming up. That was your 24 karat gold plating area. For the price here, not looking bad there. Not looking bad there. Here they are putting on the screws
with that ever important center stud.
I just don't know how none of these guys, how the back injuries and all the stuff. I mean, these guys are sacrificing to make a dollar, working hard. They're sacrificing, from getting hurt to long-term health issues.
Believe that's 1100 degree silver solder, if I'm not mistaken.
And that's why some of your bolts don't go on right there. Did you see what he hit beforehand and not doing it the proper way and getting able to go back any?
Well, they snap real easy.
Yeah, well, you're wondering why they do, because they were. This is why they were, because that should not be used. That right there should not be using what he's using to do that with, and that's why these belts are compromised and they're snapping, because it's already weakened. You've already weakened the integrity of that bolt by heating it up and letting it right there. Did you see it lean over? Did you see it lean over when he hit it?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody see that?
Yeah, it looks crooked right now.
Yeah, one more time. Watch when it zooms in and he hits it with the flame, that heat. Watch the bolt lean. Here we come. Not this one, the very next one. 3, 2, 1. That bowling. There it goes. You're ruining the integrity of that belt. Yes, they will. They will pay. They will pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, really wrong way.
Mateen needs to invest in a new bolt guy.
Yes, we showed. Yeah, and here we go.
24K, bro.
Here is, and the next picture is that Max's favorite. No, yes, their lungs and bless their hearts of what they're doing. There you go.
I was really shocked to see like these 10-year-old kids working in conditions like this.
Do you see the two plates and then what they're doing here? But here comes the other part of why you're. Do you see that over there on the wall? You see that goldish color? That's
Hold
the
on,
stuff.
Tyler, Yoko shut up on Money in the Bank?
What?
Oh, he said Deuce shut up on Money in the Bank.
Jacob Fatu.
Oh, I thought it was Yoko.
Max said he's using a zinc bar with that ox. Yeah. And then do you not see these? Do you not see these tubs? Do you see the coloring in that tub there? And wondering that's what I'm
just look at the switches on the wall. Look at those switches, bro. Those power switches. That's like medieval, like electric chair.
There you go. There it is. That's what I was trying to tell you. What's been added to that, and you can see it all over the walls. You can see it on the side of the barrels. What's been added to it to give it more of the gold look. That's why when you see a belt made from some of these other Pakistan makers, and it looks more yellow than the darker gold should kind of look, this is what we're talking about. Ben, I know you can explain on this too, of that darker coloring and why.
Yeah, it's how they prep it and then do the process, and what type of the plating that they use. And a lot of them are not using high quality plating. They're not using anything. They can try to advertise and say they're using 24K, but like Max had said in the comments, it's not. It's not. Some of them are telling you that, and yeah,
melted down scrap, bunch of melted down scrap that has a bunch of stuff added into it.
It could be like gold leaf or something.
And I'm
jewelry gold.
Yeah,
I'm still astounded. These guys are just nothing on their hands and their mouth, and just it makes you appreciate what they're doing to get us our belts.
That's how you get cancer, stuff like that. Being around corrosives and materials and that type of stuff with no protection.
Let's say it again, Platinum. Yeah, guys, I mean, I don't want them to be doing it. They're working, and they probably can't get them. Maybe they can't get the gloves. Maybe they can't get them over there, or whatever that clear coat in is artificial.
Yes. Yeah, they clear coat it because the artificial gold will just flake right off. That's why I think they say I'll show in this video. They got a guy out there with the spray gun and clear coat. Just
yep.
My heart breaks just for they're working hard and busting their tail, and I appreciate that. And we're talking about the process and what they're using and doing.
Hey, he's doing honest work.
But my thing on this video is I wanted more people to be like, we're arguing over these belts, or somebody's complaining about, even though the quality is low, you got guys over there working hard to get your belt, even though you couldn't afford something. This guy's over here, putting his jeopardy and his life in jeopardy in the long term to get you on the thing. I think I saw the Figs logo on the wall. Huh. Nice. These are all those eBay belts.
Those 2mm brass.
Yeah, and eBay is saturated with belts, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely, but absolutely, Deuce. Yeah, we can't fault. They're doing work. We're not here to. We're just talking about the quality of the work. Why you're getting something the way it looks from it. How they're making these belts. Now here's the young ones that this kind of breaks my heart. They are too young to be messing with some of these chemicals that they're making. This is the stuff that kind of makes me mad. God, man, come on.
But you got to understand this is culturally, this is normal for them. Like, and I'm not saying it's right, right or wrong or anything like that, but that's just where they're at in the world, and it is tragic. And I watched a video where this guy goes around Pakistan and he buys out debt of families that are basically indentured slaves to brick makers. And you think that it's a lot of money, but he bought a family out where they've been generation. How do you say that? For generations, the family's been making bricks to pay off a debt, and the whole debt was $721.
Now I want y'all to see something here. This part did make me smile, even though he shouldn't be working in here. Watch, bless his heart, hold it up when he gets done with doing his job part. Now he's on camera. Now watch. He's smiling. He's happy with that. Look at that. There you go. Give it up for you. Give it up for you there, buddy. Oh, yeah. He's happy with, showing off with the part that he's doing, even though he shouldn't be doing that. And these still aren't fully dry, and some of the stuff that now you can see why the backing looks the way it does of what they're dipping and how they're dipping. I shouldn't be laying them on top of one another, but there is the, now you can see the material there.
Yep. 100%.
Here is the painting and why it's done a little sloppy. That's why you can understand. This shouldn't be, that's why it's all over. That's just very sloppy done. I mean, this dude should have something on and be a lot closer, but again, they're trying to get it out quickly. You know why they're getting it out quickly. Again, that's not the type of brush that I would be using. But again, these are the tools they have available, and why are these belts are the prices? Some of the belt prices they are. And it's unfortunate. Kids start young, my stuff. Oh my God. I hate it. As a kid, an 8-year-old, I'd go in to help, my grandfather, do something with a tractor or this, that, and the other. But I wasn't working. And for it breaks your heart to understand. And I want to rescore this again. All you guys that argue and complain and you down somebody's belt that because it was $150, or you down because, the guy's got a new belt day. A lot of hard work is still going into all this stuff, even though we are critiquing why it needs to slow down, why he needs to be using this, why he needs to be using this under magnifying glass to get it better so it looks better. They're working their tails off to be able to make this belt and do this belt, and we shouldn't tear it down. Yeah. No, it's all good for us to work as young kids to make stuff and do stuff and learn responsibility. But these guys are out there working because they need to for their family. Yeah. And to these guys in the video, hats off to them. Oh, yeah. But you can see already the problems that he's having. Now he's using it without a needle. Now he's using it with a needle. And I know he'll probably go back over it. But no, and there's a little bit better way to do that. But again, they might not have the tools necessary to do that.
He's trying to paint a 2mm brass that's shallow etched, and he's just working with what he can. Ooh, leather.
There we go. The tooling guy. And this gentleman, the info that I was given on this gentleman here is his name is it's Ramzaan Sadhu, Sandhu. He does the leather for a lot of the belt makers out there, besides the big ones. But he does also leather for the belts that you see a lot that sell online. That's who he is. Ramzan, Ramzaan, Sandhu, Sandhu. I'm terrible at pronouncing, but that's who this is, and this is their process.
Which is weird. He's painting the leather, not dyeing the leather, unless that's a spray dye.
Yeah, no.
But he clear coats it, which leads me to believe it's paint.
This is what happens when you do it this way, because nothing's really getting into that belt. And when you see a lot of belts come from Pakistan and their leather, they just have a slight bend. You can already see the original tan in there because it's not being soaked properly. It's not being done properly. But either way, what they've got to work with, but I know they could be able to do it better than using a spray gun on it.
Well, I mean,
And
at
here's
least that
what-
leather right there doesn't have the Pakistan box of doom in it.
True.
And there they are putting stuff in there. Doza's factory. Oh, he's gonna get you another Ricky function. Here they are putting these in. I just don't know how you can stay bent over and on your knees for that long. I would be hurting. This looks like another young fella. Hats off to you, young man. Keep doing the work. This I found interesting here. How he is measuring things here in just a second. Never made any marks on anything before. What there? Do you see his finger? Did anybody see the finger? Maybe you'll see it again here in a second. But
he flips you off right now. Watch.
There it is.
Boom.
Right it is. That's what he's using to measure everything. And that's why it was so far over. See on the left side there, it's already over his tooling. And there he is measuring that side over there, already covering part of his tooling over there. But for the price that you're paying on this, and there's how you get your marks. Good God. I have a dent. I couldn't believe. I mean, oh my God! Put something over the plate before you do that, bro.
Yeah.
And that's to me too. I can't believe that's how he lined that up. Come on, we can do a little bit better than that. Props all to you for all the work. Beer price is going up again. What? Yeah. Right. Mania in Vegas. Okay. All right. I think we kind of knew that was coming, but I'm glad to see the official announcement. Let me get this off of here. Ben, did you want to add anything on what you're seeing here with the leather making? And then also we'll get with Stephen Hammer of what you see in this process. Let me get this stupid AD ad off of here. My apologies. Here it comes. But again, once we're showing this video again. Man, this is a long ad. Really wants to make me. Now I'm hungry. Some people in chat are asking to see this leather part again, just a little bit more. So we'll go back a little bit again. And here he is measuring out. Ben, what you got on the leather process and tooling that you're seeing here?
I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It you know, a lot of guys get real particular about the leather cuts and placement of the plates and stuff like that. So, you know, each one of them is a different, you know, it could be a different process. I would usually recommend when somebody does that, I'm like, you know, you probably better just to order the plates, get an American made, get an American leather put on, so you can discuss that with the maker. But some makers are pretty receptive about adjusting to it. So yeah. It's nothing really surprising to see as far as the leather process goes, as far as I've seen. But some people in that's watching right now, it's probably new, and it's probably a good thing for them to see this if they're ever wondering.
Yeah, no. I want to clear. Gamer. Yeah, I know to push down to make the marks, but how he was doing it with his bare hand, not covering up the plate, just cover it up to make that marking. Is what I'm saying.
Right.
Hammer, what you got on this? As you watch the
Well, I
leather.
mean, just on that topic of them pushing down the plates and just like hammer fisting them to death, I think that's a little bit much. I'm kind of disappointed to see that. I mean, I feel like you could just push down on the plate a little bit, but these guys are in a hurry. They're trying to get all this stuff done as fast as they possibly can. So, I mean, I
But
get why they're doing it, but still, that's just crazy.
If you notice, though,
yeah, we
so
joke.
is it just the main plate? So he's screwing the bolts into the plates.
Mm-hmm.
They're not studs. So what was he pounding?
I think he was just making the marks with the plates onto the leather just to do it like that.
Yeah,
I mean, it's got to have something that he's screwing it into. I don't think that the plate had holes in it, did it? I mean, with drilled holes in it. I think it had small little studs on it.
But well,
Do you want to go back and look or no?
no, it's fine. It was just something I noticed.
Here's another young man working hard.
Getting that backing on.
But again, there's the plates being laid right on there, not being covered up. And you wonder why all the fine scratches. This is the stuff that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, look, lay something down clean so that we don't get them scratched up.
Yeah.
And he's dressed in some nice clothing. I don't And we wonder why some of the bad cuts, we get bad cuts.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, truthfully, I tried doing backing on a belt of mine before. Dude, I was terrible at it. So when I watch people do this, I'm pretty fascinated by it. I'm pretty amazed, like how good they are
Jim.
at getting a lot of this backing off this fast.
Now, if they're the good Chicago screws, I doubt it. I know Colin had a very, very hard time getting the original Chicago screws that were used on the original, and he had to order them from here in the States. Took him a long time. But here we go on the snaps process.
And the snap box thing, and it's happened to me.
They get them too close. They get the snaps too close together.
They do. They don't measure them or they don't line them. They'll be misaligned, and when you try to put them together, you typically can't snap them together. They're all crooked and not, they're not even.
Yeah, it's not even. Go ahead.
The other problem I have with like the snaps is a lot of times you get them rusted or tarnished.
Yeah, usually the snaps are the weakest part of any belt that I've gotten from Pakistan. The snaps are usually tarnished, they're rusted, they're dirty. The rest of the belt will be beautiful, but the snaps are the weakest part of any belt that I've ever gotten.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I always recommend people to do a snap test when you get your belt, especially if you're these kind of people that can wear your belts. Do a snap test. A lot of times the snaps don't line up.
Right.
So I recommend do the snap test. Just make sure things line up the right way.
Another a test that I like to tell people to do is when you get your belts, rattle the tip. If you hear rattling, the snaps are not set all the way down. If you can hear that that sounds like a rattlesnake, your snaps are not all the way down. They're gonna break. They're gonna pop off.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, if you notice that, just shake the female side, and if you hear it rattling, more than likely those snaps will snap off.
Platinum, yes, they are prideful in the work, and they should be. They're working hard. They're working in. We're just showing you how they're made, to enlighten some of they're made, and show you enlightening some of the differences. Now show you the stuff that they shouldn't be doing, some of the stuff that they can improve on and doing that has nothing to do with quality and whatever, but there's some stuff that they should be doing. And Ethan, this is the expert thing that you were talking about on here in the spring, and go over, and I've been preaching it and preaching it and preaching it. And Max, if you're still watching it, Deuce, if you're still watching, please comment on this, because this is something that I just can't I don't.
This is when they tell you, man, you're getting that 24 karat gold. You're getting all that goodness. No, this is what they're doing. They use fake gold, and he's spraying clear coat. That's automotive lacquer. Is just what it is, and he's spraying it on there, and that's just going to give us some protectant, make it shine a little bit, and that's why when you get a lot of these lower end belts, they look like they have orange peel. If you know what orange peel is, when you buy a car and you can see a little bit of kind of fogginess, little haze, little wave in the paint. That's, a paint job. It's going to have imperfections, it's going to have impurities, it's going to have dirt and everything else in it, and that's just what it is.
Appreciate it, Rick.
And that's how it's going to happen. Because he's literally going to take this belt from his hand and set it on top of a shed top. So bugs and dirt and everything's going to fly on it.
Well, another thing they're going to do is they're going to clear coat it and then immediately put it in bubble wrap and ship it to you. So then when you get it as a customer, it's going to have all of those bubble wrap markings all over the place.
Yep. Why does it look like there was tape stuck to my plate? No, it's not tape. That was uncured clear coat that dried.
Mm-hmm. The thing that just gets me, here, dude.
I mean, at least he's outside, I guess.
But
that's true.
He's a foot away from that. He's getting every bit of that in his face. Every bit of that in his thing. And the other thing is if you wanted to do this, why didn't you do this to the plates before you put them on the leather?
Remember, he painted the leather. He didn't dye the leather. So
that's right. So they need that to be able to seal it into. Yeah, that's right. That's
yep.
Right.
Yep.
Yes, I have about 6. Yeah, I don't understand why we can't get better on the snap boxing. It's not that hard to do to get something lined up and done. But I just can't believe breathing into this. I want to tell you something. Has anybody ever gone out, even on your farm or whatever, and you spray Roundup, right? And everybody has the little Roundup that they've got from even when you don't have to pre-mix it, and you've got it in the little thing, and you've gone out your ditch and you've just sprayed your driveway, right? If you were to actually see all those particles that are in that air, you're getting it. That's why so many people were getting cancer from Roundup and this, that, and the other, even though they should have been wearing, stuff on your mask. But as the stuff that we use on the farm and this, that, and the other, I don't care if the wind is blowing the other direction. If you do it in sunlight sometimes, even when I have the mask on and I'm down on the ditches or I'm out on the other part of the farm and I'm spraying stuff, I can see the heavier stuff is going down. But all those particles you can see is just floating all around you, and stuff and those are the ones that you can just see in the light. There's such microscopic stuff on there, and it's very, 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 very dangerous. This is why I tell people all the time, if you're spraying anything from spray paint to this, that, and the other, put on a mask if it's an easy job or something like that. Now the spray paint and spray cans have a little bit of different, more compounds, but especially stuff that's very toxic, like this stuff, that's toxic stuff. And your Roundup, whatever, put on a mask. I'm telling you, even when you spray that little jug that you got from Walmart that you're spraying on the ground, that particle is getting up and in your face. Cameron, do you want to add anything on that?
Well, it's just the main thing I don't like is just them making these belts and spraying the clear coat. They set them outside, like I said earlier, and then they wait an hour or two. Like I said, put them in plastic wrap, put them in bubble wrap, and ship them off to the customer. Then the customer has to get mad at them or file a report on eBay for damaged belt or whatever. And it's disappointing because I can buy a $300 SD belt and have those bubble wrap markings. It's happened to me just a couple months ago, and some makers tell me to use like WD-40 or things like that to try and wipe it away, but sometimes it just doesn't work.
I want you to notice the top of the belt, the tip of the belt here, when we get ready to show this picture again, and I want you to already see the cracking, what I was talking about. Because that leather is so. Do you see all them little teeny tiny up where you would see somebody have their stamp? You see all those the little cracks already in the leather and whatever, all that cracking already and dryness.
And you can also see the color change is because the way he sprayed it, he's just doing this real quick. You can see it's more matte in between the plates.
Yep.
You see, but he's spraying the plates too. So when you get to the plates, that chrome is going to look a little hazy. It might make the gold pop, but the chrome's going to look a little hazy. You're going to get an orange peel.
He's getting it all over his arm too. I just couldn't imagine that all going into your skin. I mean, you see his arm right there. He's hitting it in. Your skin is absorbing that. Bless your heart, dude. Guys, I don't want to. It's just. There's a couple now. I'm sorry. I'm gonna crack on something here in a minute. We just saw that WWE. This is why if Shop is making it, probably get it from Shop, especially on the new world titles. Did you see that white world heavyweight title? Here it comes, right?
Yeah, that's the women's title.
That's the Ben special right there. That's the one that Ben talks about all the time. With the what's on it, man? The face, the
monkey,
Rafiki.
Yeah, Ben, you're muted, Ben.
Oh, Rafiki, my bad.
Yeah,
got a situation here. Getting messaged about. Of course, it's my fault again. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why those guys keep trying to make that belt. I've only seen a couple makers that's gotten close.
Ben loves that world title.
My favorite.
Oh, the box of doom.
Yeah, here we go again. Let's get it.
Do you notice it's two different whites?
Yeah.
The snap box in the under is like
there. Yep. You see that?
Mm-hmm. Right there.
They stitched that pattern onto a regular leather strap.
Oh my goodness.
No,
So they probably have a stamp somewhere. They stamp that, and they're like, "Well, we'll just stitch it onto a regular strap."
I just took.
That's what's bad right there. Look at the cut on it. You leather guys that are in the chat, look at the.
I just took mine.
I'm sorry. I did. Yeah, this part. I don't remember watching this part of it, but this was just, come on. You're working hard. I get it, but this I'm knocking because come on, you got to do better than that. That the stitching, the cutting of the leather up here on the top. Can you see? Is my screen? My are you able to see my mouse on the screen or
not?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can. Is it yellow now? Nope, it's not yellow on the screen. Anyway, this up here.
Oh, horrendous.
Yeah, the stitching here looks like it was stopped and then start. That's a new start point. So it was stopped here, and then he started again, and it got going. Here's the up here. Look at this here.
It looks like Ray Charles cut that out of a piece of leather.
The two separate pieces here. This is why I'm saying I know these guys worked hard on this belt. Bless them for that. But I'm saying for those new shop belts, this is why WWE started doing this, because now you can see for some of these Pakistan makers, some of the lower end ones, why it's so hard to replicate this belt. And I've always said for the new world titles, whatever, hey, you guys get out there and get them from there. But that's that belt there. Hammer, anything on that? What you're seeing here on this part?
I remember watching this video a couple weeks back, but I do not remember that part at all.
Is that W bent right here? What do you see where my cursor is down at the bottom above the eye in Champion? Is that bent?
It's a little crooked.
Yeah.
Does it look like it's only connected right here? Do you see where they were cutting?
Yeah.
Right here? You can see my cursor, right? Above the eye in Champion. Yeah. Do you see where they were cutting and it cuts in? I think that's what happened there, but it looks a little bent.
Although Ricky Hernandez, eat your heart out on that stonework.
Let's see, everybody. Yeah. That's not. No, they are definitely not.
That's a Libra. Come on now.
And like I said, they're still working hard. These guys, bless their heart, they're doing it in terrible conditions and whatever. But this is why you're having some of these issues and why you're mad. You now see why it is the way it is. Dan. Yeah. But they're working hard. They're working in terrible condition. That's why you're getting this. But you can see that cut point there. You You see it a little bit better there. See it there again above the P and the I. He cut too far, but that still looks bad. But again, for what you're prying on, this is why when people say, what am I getting for 150, 250, 350? This is what we're talking about, whatever. And then there's makers where you go up higher and higher and higher and you're getting better quality. But a lot of these guys are getting them from this factory and from these places. But your high-end guys like CS, ORM, all those, no, they have their own stuff.
They got their own processes and
Yes.
plants and.
Is it Zubar that has his own CS machine too?
Yeah.
Matt has his own CS machine.
Yeah.
There is a couple guys that have their own CS machine. GCB has their own GB. I wonder what they say when they feel when their belts don't sail after all that work. Yeah, it's probably upsetting to them. But maybe it's a reflection for them to go and be like, hey, we need to do better quality on where did all you guys disappear to? Oh, because it was
You have the controls.
Y'all kicked us off.
But you're not going to get better quality just because of the price that you're putting into it. They're going to make it as inexpensive as they can to make their stuff. But I learned that you can see that these guys work their tails off. I didn't like seeing the little kids doing their work they shouldn't be doing. They're putting a lot of their health and risk and stuff to make these belts, and that's sad too. But we can also see some of the time that if a lot of these things, if they would slow down and not put some of the stuff that we'll do better next Twitter, then they would be a little bit better. Some of this is because they're rushing too much too. Maybe he sneezed when he cutting it. He sneezed like 12 times. 2 weeks, bro. 2 weeks, bro. Looks like a really bad cut.
Kev.
Yeah, it is.
Kev, I'm 13 minutes away from introducing our new projects.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to get to it. We'll get to it. So before we let these two guys go that have appreciated their time coming on here for an hour with us, Hammer, what do you think of what you've watched and from your experience and what people are expecting and why some people gripe at they paid $150 for their belt and they're mad at all these little things that are wrong with it? Give you 30 seconds. I'll give Ben you 30 seconds. Kind of sum up this video or anything that you wanted to add to it.
Well, this video was pretty eye-opening. I watched it once and I was pretty shocked. And when we watched it again, it really puts things into perspective, how hard these guys are willing to work. Like Ethan said, laying bricks and getting like $4 a day for that. It makes you wonder how much money they're making on these belts. And it's kind of heartbreaking, man. It really is. But at the end of the day, all these guys are trying to feed their families. They're trying to make a buck. To me, some of these belts are just not worth it, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, guys.
Right.
These 2mm brass belts are not worth it. I try to stay in like the 280, 350 range for some of these guys. I think the quality of the belts are a lot better. I would personally stay away from these eBay brass belts. That's just my opinion.
These they're not on Amazon. Where are they at? Facebook. On Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, Facebook. I mean, there's a lot of them on eBay. Macari. There's some on Macari and Etsy.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate that, Hammer. Ben, 30 seconds. Wrap up what you think, what you saw. Anything that you wanted to add on top of it?
Well, I mean, it was pretty eye-opening to show the audience. Some of us have seen some of these processes. There was some stuff in there that I hadn't seen before or didn't know or have knowledge of it, but it was good to be able to get a visual of what they go through, the processes and the type of things that they deal with over there. So yeah, it was good. That was a good thing to see. A lot of guys are probably watching will agree.
Ethan, 30 seconds of what you saw and what you think, and just like they were.
I think it's good to put faces behind what you're buying and who you're transactioning with and what they're going through to get you a belt that's just going to sit in a DTOF or sit on your couch while you're watching a pay-per-view, and while you're so upset that it might come with a nick or it might come with you chill out because that thing went through a process to get to you. To be fortunate that you got it the way you got it. I can understand if it's egregious, then that's fine, but a little nick or something, a little unicorn mark, that's just what it is. These people are just like you and I, they're just trying to feed their family, trying to get through the day. You know, that's the best thing we could take out of that video.
Yep, absolutely on that. Absolutely on that. Ben and Steven, I appreciate you guys' time so very much for adding your expertise. And your knowledge to this, and I appreciate you, Ben, you getting up and coming on with us and having a little fun with us and watching these videos. And again, from all four of us here, we're not knocking the hard work that these people are trying to. We're trying to give an eye-opening experience of what it is. But there is some of the stuff that I'm in here saying, this is why it's cost this. This is why it's this. This is why you had the mistakes on this. Because there could be, even though they're working on these things to get us faster, there could be a couple little things like the lineups, the spraying, the dyeing. But again, that's why you're going to change. But they could be taking some health precautions and things like that. But they're still working hard for what they do. But there was, I'm going to knock that white world heavyweight. That was atrocious what they did with that belt.
But also on the flip side too, it should give you guys a little bit higher of appreciation for guys like Nawaz and Max and all these people that are bringing you a better quality belt, because you can see the process they can go to make a buck. And they're stepping their process up. They're doing a cleaner process. They're trying to be more refined. They're trying to get you a better product.
That's true.
So understand why you're paying a little more now. And just appreciate those guys. Yeah. But again, when you get that up, I mean, I've seen it a lot in the hobby. Why does it smell a certain way? Now you understand. I'm not talking about the stink, the chemicals and stuff. Now you're seeing why what was put on there. Guys, everybody put those DDKs up in the chat for Ben and Steven for taking their time to come on here. They did it so graciously, so we're going to give them a jolly on this. Spam those DDKs. Stephen Hammer, Ben Walker, thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys for what you contributed and helping to this channel grow. Make sure you check out Ben Walker on Spanning the Globe every Thursday night, 8 Eastern. They do a wonderful job over there. So check out them there. And Stephen Hammer does a wonderful job with his belt review channel, Stephen Hammer Wrestling Belt Reviews. You got a new one coming out there, Hammer, to say something's going to be released soon?
Yeah, I have a couple of videos in the works. Nicole is off visiting her dad this weekend, so it's just me and the dogs in the house all weekend. So I'm just going to pump out a bunch of videos and get them scheduled for upload.
There you go. Stay tuned for that. Ben, anything new that you've got a new belt day coming or anything soon?
Possibly. I'm looking into doing something and then working on my my custom project that I've been planning for months. I'm finally starting to put that together. So
awesome. Ben, take care of your health. You message me if you need something. If there's somebody, we'll get some food delivered or something. So if you need something, honestly, call us and let us know we're playing for you. Thank goodness the thing went good Friday, and we wish you nothing but the best health.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hammer, we hope you enjoy the weekend without the wife. That girl is on the way. Ethan's paying for it.
Got you.
Thank
you. Guys take care.
Thank you.
Stephen Hammer and Ben Walker.
Hey, really?
Long dang people. I removed there's Ben, and I don't know where Ethan just went. There's Ethan. Ben, I love you. Bye again.
Click back on the camera. Ben's already naked.
I screwed that. I screwed that whole thing. That whole thing up. But anyway, we appreciate those guys and what they did to come on, and they have contributed to this channel immensely. I hope you guys enjoyed that part. And we'll get in the second part. We got about 15 minutes left of the show. Yes, they had to feed their families and do what they got to do. You do got to be, yep, absolutely. There they are, them DDKs. You guys are knowing it. How far away are you from showing that thing? Because we got 2 more things to cover with the DDK thing.
About 8 minutes. 8 minutes, okay. Guys. You're going to want to stay tuned for a collaboration of epic proportions.
There you go. You're not going to want to miss it. You're not going to want to miss it. Not going to want to miss it. He just saw the belt in the video. Yep, absolutely. Is this Hollywood scripts? Yeah, I screwed that one all up. They were sometimes if the host, as I click them off, they're clicking off, leaving themselves. and it'd be a double click. Like they were trying to make themselves leaves while I was trying to do it at the same time. So if he hit it first, he's clicking back in, and I'm like, you guys, take your hands off the button. I'll get you out of here. That's what was happening. That was hilarious. I love stuff like that. Hang on the phone. No, you hang up. 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 Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Yeah. But the first, everybody knows we didn't do it last week because we had a great video releasing, but we always got to do our picture of the week and show that off. So as usual, yell it out, Ethan.
Roll it.
Oh, sorry. Picture of the week this week is brought to you by Patrick G. Look at that setup.
Beautiful.
Look at that setup. That is pretty awesome right there. Beautiful job on setting that up there.
Is the red one the 84?
I can't remember the orders of 84.
I believe the 84 was the one with the lace, right?
If you know Patrick, or if you've seen him in Wide World of Belts, let him know. Hey man, I didn't get a chance to let him know. Hey man, your picture of the week was in DDK. Man, you got to go check it out.
Beautiful.
But everybody fill up what they think of those pictures. I like the pictures. I like how they're set up like that. If you want to have your belt in consideration, you post them on any one of my socials on Twitter. Remember that we talked about earlier? You can do it on Twitter at DDK Podcast. Post your belts up on there. Tag me. You can also do it on Facebook. Yeah, on my Facebook page, you can post up a picture of a belt at DDK there. And you can also share or tag me over on Instagram. Or you can do them over at Wide World of Belts and Love Those Wrestling Belts. I usually choose those pictures from there. That's where you got to go and get them.
If you're bashful, send us a message, send us a picture, and be like, yo, I want to be considered picture of the week.
There you go. Absolutely. But take some pride in the picture. Don't lay it on your bed that you just rolled out of bed. Don't do an Ethan picture like that. You just roll out of bed and you throw it on there and you're like, here's a picture. Or later, take it outside, put them on some nice stands like that that you just saw there. Some pretty cool stuff. But if you know this individual, I think he's new to Wide World of Belts too, but Patrick G, congratulations for having the DDK picture of the week.
Beautiful belts.
Very, very cool indeed. We'll get that out of the way and see what people thought to throw up those DDKs on there. There you go. Throw up for picture of the week. Amen. Throw those DDKs up there. That's what we'd love to see. Everybody, before we get the stuff, we're not done yet. Appreciate it there, Mark. Appreciate it, Mark. You had a great one Thursday night, too. If you didn't get it, I was brought on Thursday night. They had a fantastic first hour. Flew by. Great wrestling talk. Check out Spanning the Globe, their first half. I was on their second half. It was pretty cool. Yep, there you go. I'm a little back further than I was supposed to be. But yeah, that those belts were pretty cool. And I like them, and fun and entertaining. That's what we try to do. We try to have fun. Yes, that's what he's announcing tonight. We appreciate that, Jim. We work very, very hard to do this. Yeah, we work very, very hard. Want to approve my request for his page. If you've just sent it, I haven't got to it yet, but definitely want to get you in the page. I got to change it to a business page so it doesn't. All we have to do is follow. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. Just make sure your toenails are clean when you do. But yeah, if you'd like to have your picture considered, post them on even X. If you don't want to post them on my X, on my Double Dropkick Podcast X, I like doing. I check X a lot. And when you buy those things, I usually give away some fun things on those pages to my guys. I'll usually say, hey, next person that messages me wins something, wins in. I give away a lot of cool little things, mostly figure stuff and belt figures and things like that. But we've got some belts. Let's get to the belts for sale. We got to head on over to the DDK Belt Bar Ladies, bring over the belts for sale. I want to preface this by saying I don't know why these belts are still available. I don't know why you're selling them at this price. This is crazy. If you don't jump on it, I'm going to have to, even though I have multiples of these belts. But this deal on these two belts, if somebody that's watching doesn't buy these belts, you are crazy. Absolutely crazy. The first belt right here from Ethan Thompson. It is Noah's Acid Etched HD on American AJ Giddings leather that we just interviewed not long ago. $600 shipped to your door. $600 shipped to your door. That metal's spectacular. Round cut. It has the Ultimate Warrior logo plate on it. Nawaz HD. Fantastic beauty on this belt. Hit up Ethan for more pictures. I couldn't get all the pictures that he sent me on there, but that is a fantastic belt, and hit him up on that one. The other belt that is for sale is also by our main man. This belt, both of them I want, and I have multiples of them. I don't. This is also by Nawaz on his leather. This is also acid etched HD. $600 to your door.
And that one does have the Jim Crockett logo plate on it, which I love.
$600 to your door. It has the NWA logo plate. Nawaz 8 HD Winged Eagle American leather. $600 to your door. These two belts at this price, spectacular. Jump on them, and jump on them now. That is what was for sale over at the DDK Belt Bar.
Yo, quick question to those out there watching right now.
Pretty cool. Yep.
Is Money in the Bank without spoilers? Is it worth watching tonight? Should I go watch it? Was it worth the watch, or just? I haven't watched wrestling since WrestleMania. I've been that disappointed.
Yeah.
But here in the next 60 seconds, you're going to hear a beautiful noise, and that's going to be the landing.
Right. There we go.
Of our compilation.
All right, and then we've got a couple little announcements here that we'll get to. Now, and if you guys want your belts to be featured on DDK Belt Bar, all you got to do is anytime during the week, get it to me at least by Friday, the day of the show. It's very hard to do, so get them to me by Friday each week. I'll be gladly put them in the Belt Bar, as long as it takes to help get your belts sold. We'll absolutely help you in doing that. Yep. And so if you have anything for sale, they're saying you should watch it. Main event still going on. Yes. So there you go. You should watch it afterwards. Ethan is now getting up to get what he wanted to show off. But while he's doing that, I wanted to take the time. Some of you are in here a little bit before the show started earlier today. We hit another milestone that I'm so very appreciative of, and we're going to have a fabulous giveaway show at the end of this month. But thank you right now for this. 4,000 subs. Vinny, thank you so much. That means so much to us. We here at Double Dropkick push very, very hard to bring you guys from the belt hobby, about the hobby, leather makers, belt makers, figure belt makers, guys that make stuff that you can buy, from logos to leather. Again, there was people out there that didn't understand what influencers are. Influencers are people that have a big following, that push certain things. So there's, hold on before you show it. There is Instagram guys that we've had on here. Worldwide Express. He's a belt Instagram influencer on Worldwide Express on Instagram. Another influencer, Hazard H5, that we've had on the program. The Belt Gambino and King Coley. Those are also guys that are on Instagram that are social media influencers. But thank you so much for that. That when I hear that, it means a whole lot. Ethan's getting ready to show something here. Let me get something ready before that. Yeah, it was Mexican. Yeah. Congratulations. Thank you so very much. We do work hard on that. And after Ethan shows that, do you want to show your thing first before we talk about the Reggie situation and wrap up some of that on that?
Yep. I'll show this real quick.
Ladies and gentlemen, hold on before we pull it up. And just you talk about it first, and then I got to give you the music intro. So this is groundbreaking, and this is new for Ethan because there's going to be some more new stuff on there that Ethan will be debuting and talking about. So this is right off the fresh press. So Ethan, take it over and announce what you got here.
Well, with the show going over so well last week, and then Colin and Groovy announcing the C4, the Reggie Legacy Collection, it inspired me. It inspired me to want to go bigger. So you know what? We put our heads together, and me and Kev have teamed up with Reggie Parks and Dave Milliken. And we've created the Ethan, Kevin, Reggie, Dave Legacy Collection. And with that, this will be the first of many belts to be coming. Made in America. 24 karat gold. I give to you the World Heavyweight Championship. One of many.
There it is. Look at that.
We're doing this for Reggie and his family. We're doing this for Dave and his family. Anybody that has any problems with that, come see me, because I had special permission, and that's how we're doing it. So
Are you sure? I need to see your LLC. I need to see your copyright.
So what I actually did was I got permission yesterday. I went to a psychic medium and talked to Reggie himself. Reggie gave me permission. And this is a boot. We're calling it a boot. But the first of many. Dome Globes coming next.
And you're actually these, and in all new seriousness, Ethan's going to have something announced, a new venture next week or whatever. And these can be printed because I want some of those to just sit around and behind my figures. He can make them in different sizes. And I think it's really cool as a backdrop to stay like that belt. Imagine that belt right there on a little, you can just put it on the little plate. A stand, just a little teeny tiny stand from Walmart, one of those ones that are plate holders like grandma had. Stick it on that, and then sit all your figures that were in front of it that were that champion that held that belt. That would be an awesome backdrop for something like that. And he's going to have that. He's going to have some great news. You're going to talk about that next week, that you'll have some great news announcing.
I'm just want to make sure I got all my ducks in a row, and I want to make sure I got enough printed out and everything like that. Just
what? Whoa, what? Is this true?
Huh?
Our truth is back. Is this true or no? Or were you talking about in the chat? Truth. Oh, truth. Never mind. Sorry. I'm an idiot.
Got me excited. I was like, truth's back already.
Sorry, I'm an idiot.
I just want to make sure my ducks are in a row, and I want to have enough to ship that, We're even doing, I'm working on a model for a DDK version, but we're going to be doing belt hangers. This is the IWGP belt hanger. We're doing it all, getting all this stuff going, I want to make sure I have enough printed out, just to meet what I need.
Yeah, but guys, what do you think? I mean, that is
hobby.
You can get them and then you can take these to the office and send in your office. You're not worried about somebody stealing something that wasn't that. It's not a real belt. It's something you can stick in a different office. You can make them bigger and send them as a backdrop. You can use them to take pictures. You can use them to all kinds of things. And it's really, really cool. Yeah, I think they were. Yeah, take my money. It's going to be really, really cool. And you can make them in different sizes. But Ethan has a new business that's going to be starting up. Infinite. Say the name.
Oh no, good. I want you. You picked it.
All right.
You.
The name of his business, because we were talking going back and forth, and we were talking, and he's not going to be doing just stuff for wrestling stuff. He can make you, gun clips, gun holders, things like that. He can make you, he's going to be able to make you stuff for your controllers. He can all kinds of things that you can make helmets. He's going to be branching out into all that stuff. So the name that me and him came up with is Infinite Dimensions.
So the hope is I'm gonna have eBay is more pricey. I'm probably gonna do an Etsy shop and just post on there. Just keep cranking out prints, useful print. I'm trying to be more in the useful market, because people do a lot of toys and things like that, and that's cool. I'll do a few, but I want to be more useful, more practical. Have just a bunch of different things to sell.
That's cool. We appreciate that, and shout out to my boy for doing something and giving something on here, and selling it, and you get a teeny tiny discount when you mention it that you sold it on DDK. That's pretty cool.
You're working it all out.
I love my boy doing creative design and being thinking outside the box, and hopefully some people, people will. Do something. We might even do a giveaway on our show. Have some to print out for our giveaway for our show.
Absolutely,
we'll have that. Yes, he might be able to do 3D printed later. Yes, he is awesome. He's using his knowledge and sometimes the Glock pen.
I got you, Mark.
He showed those things off. Yes, very, very, being creative, using it. So he'll be pretty cool. What was that? 3D. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you could put it on some teeny tiny leather. He could possibly get into the game of making them for your figures. So you never know, or send them for you to put on your leather for your figures, or however the stuff that you wanted to do on there. We did have a situation with a scammer doing some stuff on eBay, and I wanted to definitely bring this up real quick, that we had there was somebody on eBay that was scamming, so we got to get a hold of this, and yep, there's the warning. We got a scammer alert, so let's get into it. So this individual was on eBay, and it was seen a couple of days ago. It was noticed, and I wanted to make sure that people or we even got the picture of this individual, and we're going to put it up here on the screen now so that you guys can see this. This page is trying to sell fake Reggies, fake Milligans, and all that type of stuff. And I'm going to show the pictures here.
I actually messaged him to try to catfish him, to pretend like I was buying a belt and I wanted to get some pictures to authenticate it, and he hasn't messaged me back yet.
Yeah, he probably won't. But let me get you the stuff so that you can see some of these pictures that this guy had on here that was kind of crazy.
Well, the Winged Eagle, flat out, just so you guys know, when you go through the pictures, Reggie never bolted his belt on, his bars on. You can see it actually. One of the pictures, you can see the head of the bolt that goes into the plate to bolt the belt on.
Right. So here's the fake. Here's the fake Reggie Park that he had, and you can tell right away that this is fake, that this is not real. You can tell by how everything is made on it, the plates, the way they look, the way that
see the head of the bolt.
Yep. the way that was done. And then also, if you can't tell from, and many newbies can't, so that's why we're doing this, that stamp, no.
All right.
You can see the box outline of that too. If you can see that throughout there, the box outline on there, that was also another no-no. This individual also had a Milliken that he was putting up for sale. And as you can see, the plates here, definitely a lot. And somebody might be looking at this and saying, that's kind of decent. That's my butt, because you might not have ever seen it. That was a Milliken that he was selling for 9,000, whatever. 15,000 was for the Reggie Parks. But the thing that was interesting is zooming in to, there's another, the Reggie Perk, but the Milliken nameplate was, the name on it was misspelled. I'm trying to find where I had that picture on there. It wasn't even spelled properly. Where is it? Yeah, the Milliken's not even spelled right up here. He didn't even spell Milliken correctly. So you could also see it from that. Look at that. That's not even lined up. That's a one-piece tip on there as well. None of this stuff was done the way. And then this TV title was also supposed to be that, and it was supposed to be authentic. And these were supposed to be Reggie.
Is that a one-piece tip? Was that tip a half a tip?
Yes, that's the half tip. See how it slid off? Half a tip. Yep. And these are also on here too. And let me take this down here. Somebody did some good digging. I had the info that it was just, and I didn't have time to do the digging. So I appreciate all elites for sending me this stuff. But that's him on Insta and on his eBay top 50 curator. Report the crap out of it so that we can get him off of there. So pause this if you're watching to get that name. But some info that had also dropped about it. About who this individual is, and I'm gonna put it up here on the screen. It was sent by me about the fake budget or the top 50. The person, if you recognize this person in the groups you've interacted with, if you're located or in or near the city of Oklahoma City, this is where this person is. If you have information across his littering, report them. But they did some digging. And his individual name is Ryan Cassidy Jameson Jr. That is the individual that is currently selling the belts. This is, where did that picture just go? Let me try to get it back up here again. This is the individual here. So if you ever see his picture on Facebook, whatever, this could probably be a fake picture. I don't know if in the comments, if somebody's let me know that this is the actual person that is doing this. So that was the fake ones on eBay. Oh my. So you could tell with those, and some newbies probably couldn't, but the Milliken was spread right, but those are 100% not Reggie's. Hey Norm, how you doing? Pretty good, buddy. Thanks for so much for helping, and that's why we're doing it. A lot of us in the community can easily spot it from Norm from a mile away. Yes, Milliken was spelled wrong in it, but we wanted people to make sure that if you saw this picture, I don't know if All Elite Belts is still in here, but that's the picture that was using to the account. But he could be using a fake picture, so keep that in mind. But yeah, Mark, he's near Oklahoma City. You sure it ain't you, Mark? That was doing it.
That's skanky. That's skanky leather.
Yeah, but that was the individual, and like I said, it was the individual that it's related that it goes to is Ryan Cassidy Jameson Jr. He is selling those fake Reggies and Millikens on there, and his eBay username is Top 50 Curator CURATOR. Stay away. Go to eBay, report it, get it handled, get it taken care of so that we don't have this issue anymore, because that's some pretty scammy stuff, and we need to be getting the on him. Copy that 122 by the way. Show me 1018. So let's get this guy, get him out of the way. The scums. I appreciate the guys that are reaching out. I had that set to go over, but I did not have the information on the name and stuff like that. So I really appreciate doing that. He says, nope, that's definitely him. Okay, good. So make sure you guys now know the name Found him through relatives, through his profile. I found this. Excellent work. Excellent work. Excellent work.
Good job, Elite.
That's what we do. That's what we need in a hobby. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Is he better? He might be. I heard 51 was the one you want to use.
I can't even comment on it. I mean,
as you guys know, the last 5 minutes of this show that we're going to explain something here. As you know, there's been a lot of drama. So there was another thing that was telling me. Somebody said that, I don't know where it come from. I think we got 2 minutes left here. That that this stuff didn't start a while back. That there was a challenge thrown out. The Reggie Parks Legacy Collection did not start over a year ago. If you will go down in my live channel or my videos channel, all the way back down, it was one of our first ones. We had live from StarCast. Isn't it my live section? It's in my video section. I should stick it over to the live so people could, I guess, see it more. Yeah. Colin from C4 live from StarCast Down Under. There was Bret Hart there with them. Conrad was there with them. Mickey James even jumped on the show. But there's that video. We've had many interviews with Colin about that stuff, and we had that. But during that interview, they released what was the start, and you can see the picture there. Do you see that on the wall there, Ethan? Or behind that belt? That was number 1 belt made. That was the first one made. But it was the release of the Reggie Parks Legacy Collection. And it was all that stuff that's going to debut and tour and whatever, and that stuff that was given to show them. That's Reggie Parks' ring used gear that he had, his mask, one of his last plates, some of the pictures that he had dearly, some of his photo albums of stuff that he had. That was very, very near and dear to him. And that's some of these pictures that you're seeing here. That was one of the last plates that he'd done that we were told. There's the box there that they had kept the new belt. You can see the Legacy Collection on the wall. And it was debuting all that stuff that they had during that time at the C4 at the StarCast. And that was the very first one there. And I was like, oh, there's NWA. He's like, yep, there's more to come about that in a little while. And they were showing off all this stuff, and it was very cool. And there it is again. That's a very, very close up on that. Did you want to comment on anything that you saw in these pictures here before we show the other pictures?
It looks like the Reggie Park Legacy Collection to me. Again, but I'm Mexican.
And this individual named Bret Hart was there at the debut of it. He's been a very, very close friend of Reggie Parks for a very long time. He had some stuff given to him from Reggie. I believe it was also said that his girlfriend gave him some stuff too when they were there. And Bret and them were very, very close. There was Mickey James and all of them that were there. There's Colin going through his C4 stuff with Bret Hart there.
Has to be AI generated.
Yeah, Bret Hart there was a part, and then there he is there at the table when they were debuting. Bret Hart really, really loves Reggie, and wanted copies of all those pictures that were in that stuff. He was very eager to see all the stuff and be there and be a part of that. And it was a really, really, really cool thing that they were showing off. And here's some more pictures of that and of the table and him going through those pictures. And he was wanting them all because there was some pictures of his wrestling days, stuff that he made. So he was there and being a part of that part of it. There was I don't think I need to show, but there was. I guess I can throw this up. The video when he was there and they were going through the stuff and talking about Reggie and some of his stuff. And but that's when the Reggie Parks Legacy Collection debuted and showing off all their stuff and talking. And Bret loved Reggie. He was very close to Reggie And you've seen many, many pictures, and we just showed them in here about the pictures. And here is the table that they were going through when our video threw them there, and they were talking with them. And that was also the day that they debuted the C4, where, you know, Conrad came up and picked it up. I think everybody remembers that. And Conrad did the famous line, "Boy, you nailed that, didn't you?" So there was a part of that. And there's him wanting all those pictures. He wanted to take the whole book. But that was that part of it that they did. And it was pretty cool. But somebody said that didn't happen, or there was a challenge, you couldn't find it. It's on my page. If you just go bottom, you can watch the video about it and hear all about it. Starcast from Down Under. It was very, very cool. Yeah. We did that interview. It was even before Ethan decided to become a co-host. It was even before that. So you can go back and check that out. Anything that you wanted to add on that to the stuff that's being set out there, or to the stuff that I just wish people would have, when we were talking about it in there, that it debuted a year ago. It did. There's the proof, and Bret Hart was there, and there was other wrestlers that were there that were a part of that. Go ahead.
Pump the brakes. You just seen the proof. We've been out there for a year plus. Move along. Go by your day.
Yeah. So that was that. And we'll end on that. But I did want to say, next week we have coming on the show. His interview was messed up because we were in the tropical storm here in the state. His internet was terrible and all knocked off. But next week we have the Bojangles champion, J.Z. Flair, coming at you. Or J.Z. Graham, now he goes by. Excuse me. He dropped the Flair. Goes by J.Z. Graham. But he is the official Bojangles champion. He was given the belt by the owner. They recognize him as their world champion. They've used him on billboards and everything. We're going to talk wrestling with him, his collection, how he became the Bojangles champion, and that's going to be fabulous. But the big thing also that we wanted to announce tonight was that June 28th, you are not going to want to miss this episode. It's going to be epic. We have Michael Herman, the owner of RetroSoft Studios. He is also the lead man in the game that they developed, Retro Mania Wrestling. It is a modern take on a throwback kind of game, but it has got a great throwback feel to it. And you all know, if you're looking at the pictures of what it takes you back to that old arcade game, but there's some Demolition in there, Rock and Roll Express, Magnum TA. There's just so many, Blue Beanie, all that type of stuff. There's a new DLC coming with some of those that I mentioned in September, but they will be with us. But before that show even happens, Ethan, you got to pick it up right now, because it's
70% off.
70% off through June 9th. Retro Mania Wrestling. Go on the PlayStation Store, the Xbox Store, the Nintendo Switch Store, and on Steam. It's
come on, you guys got your new Switches. Let's throw it on there. Come on, let's get this. 70% off, people.
Yes, unbelievable game. You see, it has Nick Aldis there. It has what's his name right there in the right? He is there. 70. It was not a very expensive game to begin with, but 70% off through June 9th, and that'll be before our interview. Maybe he'll do something when he comes on the interview, but it's available on all platforms. All platforms. PlayStation, Xbox, the Nintendo Switch, Steam. You can play it on anything. 70% off Retro Mania Wrestling. Check it out. June 28th, Michael Herman, the owner of RetroSoft Studios, and the lead man on that game. He's going to talk about all that game, how they made it, how they did it. We're going to show some excerpts on it. It's going to be a fabulous show. I am so pumped for that show. It's going to be awesome. And it's going to be, yes, we're labeling it here tonight, a special episode of Double Dropkick. Special episode of Double Dropkick, so you don't want to miss it. June 28th. And next week we have J.Z. Flair. So was it 3 weeks we have him on? 3 weeks we have him on. Well, then we have a topic show I got some good topics for that June 21st show. You're going to stick around to there. Ethan, did you want to add anything that's going on with your stuff and show off that plate again?
No, I'm good. You know, I'm gonna keep cranking out some stuff, and we're gonna keep going on. I'm gonna queue up a dome globe here in a minute and get that printed, see how that turns out, and just
go ahead.
No, just appreciate everybody that watches, man. Just we appreciate you guys.
Yeah, Max, if you'll see right up here, right there. Let me get I guess I need to get your comment out of the way. Right there, it's available on the PlayStation Store, the Xbox Store, the Nintendo Switch Store, whatever they call each one of them, and Steam that is used to put it on different devices. I don't use Steam, but Steam can put it on just about any third-party software or whatever, or your computer, your PC. That's where you get them from. But yes, it's on all of them. You just go into those stores. And the PlayStation Store, Xbox Store, whatever store, and you type in Retromania Wrestling and getting 70% off. And I'm telling you, this freaking game is so amazing. I'm going to show more of it as we get closer. Do you see the background of that? Do you see how it mimics the old WrestleFest that we used to kind of do? But it's got a modern feel to it. There's Rock and Roll Express up there at the top playing Demolition. Look at that. It's incredible. You got to buy it. And 70% off now. If you don't do that right now, you're going to miss out on a great sale because that's the lowest I've ever seen them doing that. And they're doing that as we march towards their interview on the 28th. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Baby. And Ethan, next week, you will be debuting something too. And we can't wait for that. I'm going to give it a little sneak of what we're going to debut next week and talk about with you.
I'm just drew a blank.
Of the new business venture that we're going to show off.
Oh, we talked about it, but no, we'll have some more stuff to show off, and we'll talk about it a little in depth. I hope to have the store up and going this week, so I just have to balance work and everything to get it going.
Awesome. Ethan, I love you. We'll see you next week, buddy. You be safe, and we love you, man, and stay healthy.
Peace out, kids.
Ethan Thompson. So that's cool. What a great show we had. I hope everybody got some info off of the show that we just did tonight. It was great. Make sure you hit up Mark Maggard. Tell him you saw it on DDK. He's got some openings. Say, hey, I saw it on DDK. You'll get 10% off. Check them out on Thursday nights on their show. They do a great job. And then check out Hammer stuff. And don't forget C4AuthenticBelts.com. Check them out. Taking you back to like it's 1986. We love each and every one of you. I can't wait for this show to come up June 28th. You're not going to want to miss it. I hope this show has been fun and informative to each and every one of you. Again, our thoughts and prayers over the fallen wrestler, Ray, and you guys make sure that you guys be here next week for another great DDK Saturday night. So until then, I want to make sure that I'll just say with that. You guys stay safe, stay humble, and we'll see you right back here next Saturday night with Jay-Z Graham. Until then, this is DDK and Kev. So long. We'll see you next week. Good night, everybody. Throw up those DDKs. See y'all next week, guys. Good night.